All the Browns and NFL news you may have missed at work. The Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 2. 92.3 The Fan. The Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima.
Fields gives to Hall, who's hemmed up in the backfield, and he is going to take a knee back at the 38. Carson Schlesinger ran through that line and blew the play up. Fields was lucky to hand it off, and that is a huge loss back inside the 40. That is a loss of close to 10. Gabriel,
oh, no.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
And Fields slides
no.
back behind the line of scrimmage. Is that defensive holding?
Yep.
Oh, my.
You got two guys covering a tight end and Jeremy Rucker that they don't even throw the ball to. Now, they might just be showing that they're going to run a play here, try to draw them off sides. They're going to take a delay of game. Do not jump off sides.
Jump. It's 4th and 5. If they jump, it's a first down.
My goodness.
You got to be kidding me. On 4th down,
are you kidding me?
What are we doing?
They're not running a play. They're not running a play. Mental mistake after mental mistake, a lack of discipline, poor special teams, and that's how you go on the road and you lose to a Jets team. You just handed them the game right there.
This is Cleveland Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
Audio courtesy of the UH Browns Radio Network. Good morning.
Morning, Kenny.
Nathan. I love him.
They should play that all around the NFL. You know, our station will play audio from other games, and we'll be like, whoa, what were they thinking? What was going on in the booth?
It's usually like the Paul Allen when the Vikings mess up, and he doesn't care what they think of him, and he's just going to let them have it. And like the Brett Favre interception years ago and things like that, and that was outstanding. He's right. He's totally right.
Your announcers, okay, they're just announcers. They're just announcers. We're doing all the same thing. We're just fans at home.
Yeah.
We're all saying the same thing. Well, okay, Clearly we know. And yet, the most important guys that needed to have that message drilled into them, maybe they need to work on that more than the field goal fire drill, which were the best of all time I've ever seen in the NFL.
I had zero faith that they were going to do that. I had zero faith. There we go.
After Gabriel took the sack, which you couldn't do, they still got it off.
Yeah, did the thing you couldn't do.
Maybe we're working so much on the fire drill that we're not working on the little things that really end up costing you.
It's a supercomputer he's got. That's what they said, right?
You got to be kidding me. On 4th down,
are you kidding me?
What are we doing?
They're not running a play.
Now, people say that's coaching. I imagine they told him not to jump.
They showed Kevin yelling, they're not running a play.
So, is that still coaching? 216.
It's the reason he gave up play calling was to specifically yell.
That's right.
They're not going to run a play on this one.
Do they have to do it like in college and put up all the signs with the memes or whatever, movies, and do they need to put up a sign that says "Don't jump" for everybody to see?
The Jeremy Ruckert line was amazing. They don't even throw the ball to him. That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do.
I mean, it was so believable. That's the thing about it.
Guys, it's can't miss. If you say I can't watch this crap anymore, that's fine, but you got to hear it.
You got two guys covering a tight end and Jeremy Rucker that they don't even throw the ball to.
I was laughing at my desk. Because I watched the game. I didn't realize I didn't have it on Red Zone on my pooter. I had it on regular NFL Network. So I was like, okay, at least I get to see the witching hour, and I didn't realize I wasn't on for the witching hour when they turned on the witching hour. I like it when they go to the witching hour.
The witching hour's fun.
It's like when you say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a one-possession game, and you stand up. So yesterday was a very odd experience because my son, he's sitting in the room and he's taking it all in. And when Cam Thomas jumps off sides at the end of the game, Axel's like, he was screaming. He's screaming, and I'm just sitting there taking it in, writing it down, writing down the notes, whatever. And Axel's like, I've never seen that before. And I go, I have. Because now I don't remember which one it was. Was it Billy Wynn or John Hughes who did it at the end of a game once, where they jumped off sides on fourth down, game of first down?
Blast from the past.
I want to get them right. I like both guys, to be honest with you. They were both fun, but One of them I thought jumped off sides to end that football game. And they did it before. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It's a long time, a lot of beers ago. I watched this game. I got emotional one time during this game. And it was the 1st and 10, right towards the beginning of the second quarter. 1st and 10, Dylan Gabriel turns around and throws the ball about 15 feet over Malachi Corley's head. And Malachi Corley is beside himself because Wyatt Teller is laying on somebody.
Yeah.
And it's an open sea.
It really was.
It is an open. Now I'm getting mad again. So record it because this might be the one time I actually get mad today. He turns around. I actually thought he threw it off his back foot when I first watched it because I was so blind mad. He actually did kind of set himself, which makes it even worse.
Even worse.
It's a hurried throw. It makes it even worse, and he throws it about 10 feet over his head. And they show Malachi Corley. He's beside himself. I'm hearing Nathan, and the camera cuts back to Dylan Gabriel, and he does this thing where he touches himself on the chest like that's my fault. And I lost my mind. I absolutely went bonkers in the basement. I'm like, who else's fault is it? Who else's fault? Wait a minute. Is it your fault or is it the guys that drafted you?
That's exactly where I was going to go.
The supercomputer, the guy that can't throw it really well, isn't accurate, obviously doesn't see how to run the offense, but you drafted him? That's the supercomputer? The supercomputer's a Tandy. I mean, I lost my effing mind when I saw that pass go over his head. And then it got even worse because afterwards, wasn't it where he double clutched it and threw it into the ground? That was an exceptional pass. And then everybody had their screenshots of all these open wide receivers. I mean, old Browns quarterback wide receivers of the past were coming out to be open, and he still didn't see it. Just eyes down, pulls the ball down, and tries to run for his life when there's no need to run for your life. But we're told that this is a supercomputer. This is a sad facsimile of what quarterback play should be. I am sick and tired of it. For his own good, for my health, for your sake, for your emotions, because you watch the game completely different from me. This has to end. This has to end. I'm still not at the point of putting out you-know-who. But this has to end.
Why won't you go to Shador?
I'm not talking about Shador there. You know who I'm talking about. Put Shador out there, then put Bailey Zappi out there, then put some guy who's getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner with his family. Bring him back and put him out. I don't give a bleep. I don't care. This has to end. This is not football. There's only one little thing. There's two little things that I got out of this. One, yeah, I did see the Penn State-Indiana game. We'll talk about that later. The second thing is, I didn't realize until right before the game, Paul DePodesta made the trip.
He did, yeah.
So guess what? Loss number 100, that's on your head.
He gets the game ball.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what the statement, when it came out. You get the game ball. That's loss number 100. That's on your head, sir.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Now I got to take my hoodie off. I'm starting to sweat.
Cameron,
so you go right on
Cameron
ahead.
Thomas should just hand over the ball to him and say, here you go. This is for you. What an honor it's been to be a part of this.
It's the same thing.
This operation.
When Vince Vaughn goes over to Rudy and says, "That's for you." That's what he does. Right at the end of the game, and I stand up in the stands and I go, "Who's the wild man now?" And we all cry.
They should have had
100 losses. Congratulations, all your success.
They should have welcomed in, much like teams will bring in the alumni for a big tribute, or if somebody's going in the Ring of Honor. They should have had everybody there, flown all the losers of the Paul DePodesta era. Think about how many great losers we have associated with this era. First of all, Johnny Football should have been there. I mean, there is no doubt Johnny Football should have been there. Who else did they draft with Johnny Football? The people of our...
Justin Gilbert.
Justin Gilbert should have been there.
Who I'm not even going to make fun of because I don't know what's happened to him, and I have no idea. So to hell with it.
I was going to have you power rank the great losers, but neither one of those guys were brought in.
Hugh and Freddie together.
Come on now.
Hugh and Freddie should have been locked in arms.
Paul DePodesta didn't get there until Hugh got there.
What year was that?
2016. It was like January 20th of 2016. When he was hired.
Oh, it all runs together. I'm sorry.
It really does.
Fine. Since you put us to the task, I might have to go find all the other losers that we've been bringing in here.
I got the music ready to go.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Please send in the clowns. Does Danny Shelton count?
Ooh.
That's 2015, right?
Man.
Well, he
Cam
was jumping
Irving,
on piles. In
Corey
2016.
Coleman.
Xavier Cooper was a third-round pick as a defensive tackle. Corey Coleman, like you had said. Oh, man, Corey Coleman. Manuel Abbott got good after he left. Sean Coleman in the third round. That poor guy had health problems.
And Antonio Callaway.
Seth DeValve. Oh, Seth DeValve. Oh, we're going down a list here. Well, we got plenty of time because the season ain't going anywhere. I felt it was your response that I think probably resonated with everybody here. And this is what I'm most afraid of, but please go right on ahead. What was your it was Billy Wynn versus the Colts in 2012, by the way. Thanks, Mitch.
Beautiful.
He got it to me. No, I feel bad for Buck Wild Billy Wynn to have to put his name out there like that. But yeah, I'd seen it before, and here we are. Time is a flat circle. And history would repeat itself. Yeah. You watched the game completely different from me. Well, not completely different because there was a point where it just kind of washed over, but still, go right on ahead.
I hate to say this. This is not, I never could have envisioned, like, all I wanted to do my whole life was do radio in Cleveland. That's all I wanted to do. And
I would always, it now, buddy.
I would always listen to some of the hosts and go, that guy doesn't even care. He shouldn't have a show if he doesn't care. Why does that guy almost sounds like he's rooting for them to lose? Why does he have, and now I'm the guy. Now I have a show in Cleveland. I'm a part of a show. I think we do a pretty good job. I think we try to make sure that we tell people what matters, that we don't just mail it in. And yet I watched yesterday when they jumped off sides and I just sat there and laughed. And I'm like, I've become what I detested. Now I will argue that it's their fault. It's not my fault. Because I'm on these text threads, and I told you this year it has been a glaring difference in the texts that I've gotten this year on game day. It has just turned into nothing. I just don't get texts anymore. People, not because they're worried.
I had way too many.
Well, no, yesterday was the first day. Yesterday was the first game all year that the text came back. And it was all making fun of the Browns. It wasn't mad.
My mind was anger. They were all
none
angry.
of my friends were mad. They laughed about it. I laughed about it. I sat there and I said, of course we jumped off. I real old school Lima back in the day would have thrown stuff. The 85-inch Sony Bravia TV would have been in harm's way. That is so gone over the Di Podesta era. And I thought it was perfect. It was perfect that he was there to watch it. It was perfect that it's the end. Now, there still are other tentacles of this that need to be kind of cleaned up, and I'm sure we'll be getting to that all week long.
You mean the special teams?
But the special teams, Bubba, I mean, you're down.
They were special teams, all right.
The Jets 14 points, a team that could not.
Unforgettable.
Complete a pass down the field.
Unforgettable. That's the definition of special.
Did they complete a pass past 7 yards down the field?
I don't remember. All I know is that Justin Fields was absolutely terrible. You had one screen to Breece Hall as a talented running back who's now, I mean, you heard his stuff earlier this week. He's basically being held hostage. I thought he was going to start blinking in Morse code while they were showing him. It was just outrageous.
Well, it was
outrageous.
I got to tell you, most of my friends, and I tweeted it at the end of the game, that it was a beautiful day for Browns football for the future. I don't want any of these guys associated with the future of Browns football, so it's kind of fun for me to think about who could be a part of the future. But I sat there yesterday and thought to myself, hey, Jacksonville blew a huge lead. That was very,
they did.
That was very Brownsian.
That was nice.
That was very Brownsian. They blew that huge lead, and the Browns solidified their place as a worse football team than the Jets. And they're going to have 2 first-round picks. That's all I could think about. I wasn't going to sit there and act like I had these huge expectations for the Browns yesterday against the Jets, because how could you? How could anybody? And people say, that's a loser mentality. Oh, that's a loser mentality. Welcome to the party, pal. We're a bunch of losers. We're all a bunch of losers. We're all a bunch of losers watching this team and having anybody expect anything other than for them to lose. That's what they are. They've been the losiest bunch of them all. So why wouldn't that trickle down to the fans?
I don't want you to not care, though. That's my issue.
How can I care about this team the rest of the year?
That's a fair point.
How? I'm rooting for the rookies.
To be honest.
I'm rooting for the rookies to play well. Outside
Carson
of that,
Schlesinger leads the odds now.
He does?
Over Andre Carter for Defensive Player of the Year, yeah. I swear to God.
Right.
I swear, that's what I saw.
It's one of the best plays on defense I've seen in a while. When he blew through that line and made that play in the backfield to make it 3rd and whatever it was.
They didn't block him.
Yeah, there
I'm
is a silver lining.
Keep sending them.
There is a silver
They're not
lining.
going to block him. Keep sending them.
There's been plenty of guys. I mean, he was definitely hobbled after that game 2 weeks ago.
Well, he also got mauled down on the one huge, the biggest play that they had all game. People were like, "Oh, that was a hold." Either way, there was the other play where he just missed Breece Hall in the backfield, and he missed him, and then you're like, "Oh boy, no one else is going to get him if Carson can't get him." And that was a massive play.
That's one bright spot. Do you still get emotional over watching the Browns games? 216-474-0092. I think for a lot of people, this was their last stand. They expected the Browns to go out there and roll, and I thought, man, I picked the Browns to win. There's no doubt about it.
I thought they'd win too, but I didn't have a huge expectation.
I thought that they would play. I thought it would be a tight game, and I thought that by the time the fourth quarter came around, I thought you'd be mad at them that it was tight. And in fact, you were mad at them because they were losing, and then they lost. And when we do that second half schedule thing, and people are going, they still got the Jets on here and the Titans on here. I go, they still circle you. Like they're no, you'll lose one of these games, and here you are. You lost this game to the Jets, who traded away.
This makes up for the Dolphins game.
2 prime players, yeah. 216-474-0092. Do you let it just wash over you now? And I think, does somebody need to pay the price? Would Bubba Ventrone's key card not working this morning make you feel better? Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the absolutely free Odyssey app.
It's Anthony Lima.
All day long.
All day.
All the time.
At work.
923thefan.com and the Odyssey app.
Check it out.
Just a despicable showing. It's time for Kevin Stefanski to go. You've had 2 weeks to game plan for a terrible New York Jets team. And this is the showing you guys put out? Clean house, Jimmy. Let's start again. Super Bowl, Super Browns.
We can't have him here in our social club no more. I mean, that much I do know.
Social club? He's got to go.
Somebody's card probably isn't going to work this morning. I got nothing to say on that. I got no intel on that, but I don't know. I'd say that, and they'll probably all still be hunky-dory by this afternoon.
Do you think they'd actually hold somebody accountable?
I don't know. You would think they would, because, I was looking. Kyle Hoke is your assistant special teams coordinator. I mean, I can't have it, because when you're jumping off sides on fourth down, see, this is what I will get pissed off about. I get pissed off about two things now. One, that throw that was over Malachi Corley's head just embodied everything that is wrong about this whole thing. It ain't just Dylan Gabriel. It's what, like the guys who are at the bar in give me a bar in Parma. Give me one bar.
First stop or last stop, whichever one you want to be on, State Road.
They're both at it. Thank you very much.
Sloppy Bob's myself.
That is a thing where the guy in the denim jacket at the end of the bar at Sloppy Bob's, that guy is right. Like, and I disagree with the whole, well, just because they went to Harvard or they went to Princeton or they went to Dartmouth or whatever, doesn't mean they can't know football. But when I see this guy, that any guy who played high school football for the Mid-Park Meteors in 1978 can also see, then you have a problem. Because that guy at the end of the bar, who's waiting on his grandson to come down for Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner, going outside, just came in from a smoke, knows exactly what he's seeing. And that when that guy can't see it, when it's plain as day and common sense, that means you have a problem. This has been my entire problem with this whole thing. And that's why I'm glad Pella DiPodesta was there to see it in this culmination of his 100th loss. It's a lack of common sense. It's an overthinking of things you don't have to think. The throw to Malachi Corley that went over his head and into the third row, and God knows where it landed. That is the embodiment of all this. And then we have, I'm sorry, Owen, go right on ahead. I was just going
to say, how many times they work on that? Because that is a play that you work on in practice.
Bread and butter.
The throws downfield, you go, hey, we're running downfield, and maybe you don't work on those as much. That's one they had set up specifically this week. It was the Jets. They'd seen tendencies, and he had worked on that throw how many times, and he overthrows it the way he did.
And they had it blocked up. And it didn't work. And then I look at it and I go, well, he's not that big. He's not that tall. He's not that thick. He's running. I go, what are we doing with him out there? And so you traded away the two veterans. Okay, well, one hand washes the other, so it can't all be on Kevin. Even though Kevin, I think, as of right now, I probably agrees with that caller, just standing there emotionless, feckless on the sidelines, knowing that there's nothing he can do anything about this. I think Tommy Rees knows exactly what he's working with, which is not good. And I think that you look at this entire embodiment of everything, the special teams breakdown, the jumping off sides on fourth down, that's one thing. That shows poor coaching. Then you have the special teams breakdowns. Again, this is like when Andre Schmidt missed kicks, and I know that I was beside myself after the Cincinnati game. I was wrong. It was an emotional thing because I look at kickers anymore. There are a dime a dozen anymore in the NFL. It's so hard to find a good one. But like wanting Bubba or anybody fired over the kicker missing kicks, it's like, well, I don't really respond to that. But when you just have a punt return touchdown, and the penalty was on you somehow, and a kick return touchdown right after you score. What more do we need? Wait, you guys thought Chris Tabor was bad?
2 all year is bad.
Chris Tabor was bad?
2 all year is bad. 2 in the same game is bad. 2 in a quarter?
That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
There's so many things that are absolutely believable because it's the Browns. That was a new one. And because his name's Bubba, and because he used to play for the Browns, and because he's from the region, we were excited about this. Please, anybody, take this clown show away from here.
Well, I was trying to think, what game was it earlier in the year where I remember arguing with Daryl. I'm like, I would say goodbye to Bubba now. And I think Daryl was like, well, why? What is that going to do? And I said, you know what? It's kind of sounds silly, and maybe it is a weird overreaction at that time. But I was like, it sends a message that there is some accountability in the building. Right now, What is the accountability? Nobody ever gets benched.
There isn't.
Nobody even gets benched for a play. Like, they don't even do that. They must not believe in it.
And there's never been accountability. There's never been accountability. There it seems to be at the end of the year, but when it comes to the leadership, there's no accountability whatsoever. Things are just left to run in place. They're 5-21 over the last couple of years. 5-21. This is the NFL. Do we not understand? This isn't Temple. This isn't UMass.
Hey, saw what the Dolphins did yesterday to Buffalo.
It's the NFL.
Yeah, it happens.
You're 5-21, and this is part of a grand scheme, a grand plan. Plan to what? Plan to what? Give me a heart attack on the air to die? Is that the plan? Is that what it is? What's the grand plan of putting Dylan Gabriel out there? What was the grand plan of trading Joe Flacco and even Kenny Pickett? You know how bad things are when I'm sitting there going, I wish we kind of had Kenny Pickett. That doesn't solve anything, and it's not going to solve anything. And I can't wait. Sunday afternoon, 4:25, you're going to march that same thing out there, and they are going to rain booze upon you, and they have every single right to do it. From Section 537 to the suites, to the club seats, to the West Third overpasses, they're still walking in. They're going to be booing on the way in there.
Do you think people are going to that game?
There will be some who can't get rid of those tickets. There will be some that just decide to go ahead. There will be some that decide that their will's not going to be broken, and they're going to go and they're going to let them hear it. I guarantee you that's going to happen.
The prices I'm looking at right now, including fees, $20.
This is an insult to your guys' intelligence.
$20.
This is an insult. This is a good area that knows the game. High school football here is very important. You guys know I'm not kissing anyone's ass here. I'm telling the absolute truth. The game is still sacred in this region, and what you're seeing is an insult to your intelligence and to your spirit. That's what this is. And I don't have very much more to muster after this. I keep thinking that this week's going to be the tipping point and that week's going to be the tipping point. I don't know what else to do, guys. I can scream myself red-faced and horse hate. Not a damn thing going to change, it seems, until the end of the year. And even then, I'm not sure. The guy's leaving, and I got one guy. I don't mean to make him out to be the boogeyman. Somehow I got a guy going to the Colorado Rockies. He was still there yesterday. Go away. Get away from my franchise that you're ruining. Go!
We wondered if guys were going to lose their jobs after the Miami game. But they won. They ended up winning the game. And they were convincing. They dominated. This game was the Jets. I do wonder how many guys would they have had to trade, the Jets? How many would they have had to trade for Dylan Gabriel to have had a real shot to win that game yesterday?
I don't know.
Would Breece Hall have had to get traded?
They would have had to brought in anybody that's under 6 foot tall, because it didn't matter if they were the worst players in the NFL history. If they're over 6 foot, he's not going to see past them. He's not going to complete passes because of it, and you still have no shot.
216-474-0092. He'll be okay. We'll bump up Andrew. He'll say we like to zig when everybody else zags, and I'll go catatonic. That's all there will be. I'll be like my mom in the last 3 years of her life. The apple won't fall far from the tree. I can't. Who you want to take first? Keith and Berea, hello.
Boys, it's been a long time, but I do listen every morning. On-field apathy has set in. The emotion now is strictly towards ownership. This is on you, Jimmy Haslam. You deserve this. What happened yesterday, you deserve that, sir. How dare you? Last decade, you let some nerd swindle you. This city. This is what you put us through. And what future do we have to look forward to? What do we have to look? Your decision making? That's what we have to look forward to? You putting new people in charge? Sir, you are over your head. And we are sitting here left holding the bag. How do you let people convince you this is how you construct a football team? I'm sorry. The on-field, that's to be expected when you have a franchise ran like this. When you have no accountability, when you can't have players sit down, pull Dylan Gabriel at halftime, what are we talking about here, guys? That's not real life. That's a real football franchise. We don't have that here. We don't have that here, guys. And we don't have anything to say on the horizon that we have to look forward to. A couple of draft picks? Why? Why?
Well, no. What the worst part about this is, Keith, and I hear your emotions, and I can't thank you enough for the call, because you've called in for a long time, and I know you're a sincere.
Have a great show, boys. I love you guys.
I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day, Keith. And I hate to say it like this: the only thing you have to hope for is something that's basically unrealistic. It's unrealistic. It can happen. Where a team lucks itself into a quarterback, it can happen, but it's unrealistic. Especially now, and now more than ever. Yeah, it's more unrealistic than ever because I mean, look at what the current crop of quarterbacks did. I mean, look at where we thought that these guys were going to be drafted in August compared to where they are now. I mean, good God, Nussmeier looks undraftable. He looks like you can't take him. Poor Drew Aller over there. I wish you can give him another year. I wish you can give Nussmeier another year because anybody that the scouts seemed to be comfortable with, they just fell all over themselves. He got benched Saturday night. Nussmeier did. And so now you hope that's the only silver lining I can take is Fernando Mendoza or maybe Dante Moore. And you know what? The second we talk about any of those guys, Ty Simpson had a real nice throw the other night. The anticipatory throws were great. Jordan Reed was highlighting him.
Those guys are all doing NFL stuff.
And you know what? The second I say that, there's plenty of guys driving around in their cars holding on to it because there is some snow going on right now and there's some bad roads going on right now. And they're going, why? They'll just ruin them too. That's where you're at. Congratulations. 216-474-0092. Can we push off Lima Lakes for a bit? Okay, because I got plenty of people who want to get in. I want to get your guys' thoughts on everything because, I mean, this is where emotions make their last stand. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the absolutely free Odyssey app. Friends, Ken Carman here for Window Nation. And
93.3 The Fan.
This is an eye-opener, folks. This is a Jets team that traded away its two best young defensive players this week. This is a Jets team that you could make the case. Of course, they're trying to win when they go out there, but organizationally, their eyes are on the 26 and 27 drafts. And the Cleveland Browns came in here today, the better team for sure, and end up losing because of some of the same things that have boggled the mind going forward. I don't know. There are so many things that happen in this game that are unfathomable to me, but the net result of all of the big things that we talked about, which were the two returns, and then all of these little things, they add up to 2-7, and this to me feels like a devastating loss that's bigger than just a loss.
They all got to wear it. Head coach has to wear it. People drafting the players have to wear it. They all have to wear it. Everybody has to wear that. It's as bad as it gets. Having that situation play out there, a lot of people just kind of wanted that game to just roll over, and that's going to be, hey, all right, we're 3-6, and that's the way it goes, and we'll see. And I did expect myself. I thought it was going to be a tight game. I expected myself to come in here, and you were going to go, come on, Super Bowl, do it for them, come on. And as that game started to play out, I go, no. When they gave up the punt return touchdown was that was where it was at right there. Any return for a touchdown is going to be questionable. On the coaching staff, when you get a second return for a touchdown, one a kick, one a punt, and then the flag was on you, that was the extra icing on the cake.
Yeah, guys in this league lose their jobs when that happens. Specialty, it's the easiest coach to fire. Like, that's the thing about it. It's just easy. So I said that earlier in the year. Like, this would have been easy for them to say goodbye to Bubba. Nobody wants to do that. I'm sure he's a great guy. Whatever, all that stuff.
Whatever.
All the platitudes that no fans care about whatsoever. But it would have been the easiest thing to do then, and at least it would have shown people in the locker room, hey, there is some accountability here. If you screw up, we will take the necessary measures. Well, they don't take the necessary measures ever. And, the other thing is, like, is Dylan Gabriel really going to start this week? And I know it's like, it's not a good time to put in Shedeur Sanders, but it's pretty obvious to anybody on the football team.
Is there ever a good time to play Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, right. There's no time. This makes no sense to play him. Fine, then if Shedor's not ready, put in Zappy. But whatever. Like, you have to send a message to the team that you care, because as a fan, like me, I already told you, the wins and losses the rest of the year don't matter. But to the guys in the locker room, yes, it does matter. Those guys don't want to be humiliated week in and week out. And if you send Dylan Gabriel out there, as the Browns right now are 8.5-point underdogs at home, where there might be more Ravens fans in the building, I don't know. I don't even know if they care enough to travel.
I don't know if they travel that well from over there.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh and Buffalo will be an interesting story, though.
Right. You still have 5 home games left? Are you kidding me?
Oh, boy. It's a good thing it's a backloaded schedule with home games. Now you get to hear the boos. Oh, I can hear it.
I didn't even think about there's 5 more times that they're at home.
5 more chances to be booed by your home fans for them to let you know what they feel. And they sure as hell are going to let you know how they feel. The ones that bother to go. Because there is no doubt about it. There's going to be a lot of emptiness in there. Yeah, San Francisco. Well, you know what? There's plenty of San Francisco fans regionally because of how we all grew up. Tennessee, no. That'll be mostly Browns fans, of course. I mean, again, you're not a good football team. In fact, you're one of the worst. So you can lose any one of these games. And when you play poorly, they're going to let you have it. Janet Perriman, you're first up in the fan. Hello.
Hey, guys. How you doing this morning?
Doing okay, John. Go right on ahead.
Well, watching the Browns is like banging your head against the wall. At first, it hurts like hell, and then it doesn't hurt as much when you keep doing it. And then at the end, it's just a normal function. You just get used to it. But what I really get pissed off about is I am so sick and tired, like you guys have said, about no accountability. And I'm tired of hearing Kevin every press conference, we got to get better. We've got to coach better. We've got to play better. Well, no kidding. I mean, do something about it.
Well, we're not even playing his audio anymore. I mean, Owen, do you have any reason to play any of his audio post game?
No, other than he said that Dylan's still the quarterback. That's it.
It's a repeat. You might as well hit repeat from the first week, and it's the same thing he said all the way through. It's just I can't. I'm always going to root for the Browns. I'm always going to love the Browns. In 2 years, it'll be the anniversary of going to my the 50th anniversary of going to my first game. So I'm going to live and die with the Browns. But it is so damn frustrating that we have to pay money for this product. And how in the hell is Jimmy Haslam going to try and sell this product to a new stadium with double or triple the ticket prices? I don't know how he's going to try and do it.
Well, this can't be the product. I say that, and who knows, this very well could be the product. And John, thank you very much for the call, because you're right. This here cannot be the product. This type of thing is what makes people, that's it. They got to go. That's how that works. When you have that type of thing, because again, it's when people say, well, nobody's in danger. Yeah, again, you got 5 games at home. 5 games where you have to sit there in the box and hear the fans. And it ain't going to go your way. It's not going to go your way. Now, you could not go. There's plenty of absentees, but you go to those games. You're a fan. You're going to go. You're going to hear it. And it's not going to be a fun experience, because some of these games, a couple of these games, San Francisco is going to probably blow your doors off. Baltimore next week, already, is that a scheduled loss for you?
Yes.
Okay. Buffalo, good God almighty.
Oh, my God.
Pittsburgh, I don't know what Pittsburgh's
Buffalo's going to absolutely need it. Baltimore needs this game.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, there's nobody looking past you. With the Niners losing yesterday, they're going to absolutely need that game.
Mm-hmm. 216-474-0092. Let me get to Will in North Carolina, listening on the free Odyssey app. Hello, Will.
Hey, guys. Good morning, man. Joining in with y'all. I knew it was going to be a rough morning. But I'm looking at this, man. Look, they can't. I'm trying to give normal, reasonable credit to somebody supposed to be a good coach and a smart person. They can't be this bad.
Yes,
honestly,
they can. Yes,
sense,
they absolutely can.
But if they're tanking, why are we so upset? They're doing what everybody knows. Are we upset that they're this bad, or are we upset that they are purposely losing games? Because I even watched after the game. So as soon as the game was over, I don't want to call their names, but many of the journalists in your area hit Twitter or X or whatever it is with their videos. Oh, we were this horrible, but Shadur's not going to make it any better. They were this bad. He's not like it's their mate. Even the journalists are making excuses for the staff. It's like everybody is covering for them instead of, now your guys are pretty straight up. Dude, I saw your guys, they're upset, but like they're tanking. It is what it is.
If Shador's not going to make it any better, if Shador's not going to make it any better, then why the hell are we drafting any of these guys? And to tell you this, Will, and why I'd be mad at both scenarios. I'm mad because they lose, and I'm mad if they're doing it on purpose, because what did the last time actually work out for us? We made the playoffs twice. Great. We made the wild card twice. That's forgettable in almost every other city except ours.
Nobody gets better by losing. You never see a team get better. Look at Tennessee. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gets better by losing, and I hate to see a team tank for a higher position in the draft because they never get better that way. But this is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting the worst team out there, knowing that they're going to try and get some draft picks out of it, and everybody might as well suck it up for the rest of the season because it's going to be like this every Monday morning.
I tell you, though, Will, you're going to hate what I have to say to you on the other side. Thank you for the call. I completely disagree. I think we say that they're tanking because we want to make ourselves feel better about this. How expensive is this defense? And what did they give up to go get Jerry Jeudy? And what have they done other than that? You know how bad that room is and that wide receiver room. I'll leave it here because I know we got to go. 216-474-0092. I'm going to get to some of you guys coming up on the other side. You know how bad that wide receiver room is, where I watched all the local news, and it's all about the return of said Tillman. That's where we were at. That's how bad the wide receiver room is. When I'm looking up at all the local stations, and we mine included, and we have the return of said Tillman. As if that's going to make that big of a difference.
But wouldn't people say, devil's advocate, wouldn't people say that them going into the season this year with this many rookies, that wide receiver room, that is tanking?
Let me talk to you about it.
Gabriel trading away Joe Flacco 4 weeks in.
I'll tell you why coming up. I don't agree with that at 7:01 on the Fan.
Anthony Lima for Fanatics Sportsbook, where we still have one more game this week in the National Football League. Philadelphia at Green Bay, and Green Bay, 1.5-point favorites at Lambeau, but they're
scrubs, and Andrew Berry has to pay for it.
Make Bubba Ventrone walk home. Make Devin Bush walk home. Make Cam Thomas walk home. Those 3 knuckleheads, that's what they are, they're knuckleheads.
I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I told them both today, you can grow up and root for whoever you want. You do not have to root for the Browns like your dad does.
I absolutely did the opposite. I did the complete opposite. Maybe you need to call protective services on me. I'm not sure. I swear to God, Jonah came in the room. Jonah doesn't care much about sports. And Axel goes, he says he wants the Jets to win. He goes, just because the Jets are in the lead. I go, oh, no. We're all in this together. The Carmans go down with their boots on. You are going to be rooting for the Browns, son. You don't get out of this. You can be anything you want in your life. You can be anything you want in the world, but you are going to be a Browns fan. I am going to make sure of it. I don't care.
Is it kind of
fitting?
I'm
in it, you are too.
Was it kind of fitting that the last game Paul DePodesta attended was not in Cleveland, since that was the running gag for how long that he wasn't coming to work in Cleveland?
It's almost the furthest he could have flown from where he lives.
Guy in charge of the football team for the last 10 years. True, it's on the other side of the country. Guy in charge of the football team for the last 10 years doesn't even seem to like it here. So there you go. Great. Hey, man.
So you didn't...
say what you will about Andrew, and we've said a lot, and about Kevin, said a lot.
They come to work every day?
They seem to actually like being in the area. That guy, no way. You asked me, how do we know? We had the last caller and I think that we say they're tanking because it helps us process just how awful this football is. And so it helps us avoid our emotions, because you're thinking, well, they couldn't possibly be that bad on purpose. Yes, they can, and yes, they are. Yes, they can, and yes, they are. You had mentioned, because I said, how expensive is the defense? And they went out, they traded a second-round pick for Jerry Jeudy. They didn't need to do that. They could have kept the second-round pick and just drafted a guy. They use their own draft picks. They keep their own draft picks way longer than they probably should for most people's comfort, because most of the draft picks have been bad, with the exception of this last year. Now, you had asked a very pointed question about how do I know, because you had mentioned with the wide receiver room. Maybe it's
playing this many rookies, and not only playing them, like because they're key figures on a team. Any team that would have this many rookies that have to have this kind of an impact.
Let me ask you,
that isn't the message that you're winning is not your goal.
Who did they let walk? That other than the quarterbacks, who did they let walk that you think could have made any bit of a difference with the other rookies? You know, no offense to Nick Chubb, I love Nick. Nick's at the end of the line. Quinshon Judkins right now has his future ahead of him. Nick's all in the past. Love him, as much respect as possible. That was a football move that was probably pretty sound, but because you still have a Leroy Horde type of faction of where the hell is he? The kid who's local. Why am I drawing I'm so angry. I'm drawing a brain fart. He plays for the Chiefs now.
Oh, Kareem Hunt.
Thank you. Good God. Because you have a Leroy Horde role for Kareem Hunt, we thought that we're going to get bit in the ass twice. Because I thought that it was over for Kareem Hunt, and it wasn't. Thank you very much. Total brain fart. Harold Fannin Jr. is your tight end. Harold Fannin Jr. should be playing. You got other guys who are there. He should be playing. Dylan Gabriel should not be playing. Carson Schlesinger should be playing. Mason Graham should be playing. Aiden Huntington should be playing. You look at all the other rookies. Again, these guys should be playing. You brought back Said Tillman. And I think that, no, this isn't necessarily a tank. Now, you could say, boy, you put these rookie QBs in here, you could really well tank it. Fine, that's fair enough if you want to do that, but I don't know why you would hold on to all these guys instead of just getting yourself draft picks and getting yourself ready for the future if you were going to quote-unquote tank, because that's what you did before. Hell, you traded for Brock Osweiler and paid him how much more money just so you can get that second-round pick? That was a tank. This, no. To me, a tank is a convenient excuse, and I'm not going to do that.
I think every team, though, when it's a tanking situation, if they win games and they actually when you're playing young guys that actually play well enough to help you win games, and it's like, all right, that's fine, we'll take that too as an outcome. But the minute they traded Joe Flacco, unless they're that bad at talent evaluation that they looked at him and they thought, oh, he's done. When I watched him, I thought he was still tossing on the plays that they actually called vertically, like he was still hitting some of the receivers in their hands. They had the dropsies early on in a really bad way. When they moved on from him, there's no way they really thought Dylan Gabriel was better than him.
But when you said
isn't that the day that they basically told everybody that, all right, we're in evaluation mode the rest of the year. We're probably going to lose a bunch of games.
They very well are. But again, you had when did Joe get traded? You still had a month before the trade deadline. So you had every opportunity to liquidate assets and get ready for the future. Now, some of these things are much easier said than done, I understand. But when I hear the tanking thing, I almost take it as we're trying to rationalize something that's irrational because none of us can believe that this football is this bad. This football is this bad. I'm seeing the truth and the evidence every single Sunday. The team is bad. There's some good players on the team because there's good players on every team. There's good players on every single team. It's the NFL. You're bound to have some good players, but the team overall is bad. Now, you could have a good quarterback, but do you have the right wide receivers for him? Well, other than one, and in that one I think is a week-by-week evaluation, I don't think you do. And I feel bad to say it because I think Malachi Corley's actually trying. I think Gage Larvadane's a try-hard guy. Got nothing but respect and love for that guy. But damn it, that they're not that great, but that's how they set out on the season. So it's either A, we're trying to rationalize something that is implausible to us because we can't believe they're that bad, or B, it turns into an excuse for Andrew Berry. Well, they're tanking. Why are they tanking? Well, because they made a bad trade with the quarterback, so now they got to make sure that they get all the things back and they get ready for the future. No, okay. To me, that's just turns into one big fat excuse, and I'm not going to make excuses for them any longer. There's no excuses to make. They wear it in front of everybody. I don't care whether they're nice shoes or clown shoes, and right now they're clown shoes, and that's what they wear in front of everybody. The thing has become a circus. So I'm going to call exactly what it is until they change it. And I don't see it changing anytime soon by the end of this year. So I'm going to have to continue to line up and say what this is. This is an abomination to the sport that people love here the most. Jumping off sides on fourth down. Nathan is screaming. You could see the coach. You could see Stefanski saying they're not running a play.
They're not running a play.
You jump off sides.
So, by the way, people, the initial thing I saw on social media, I really wanted to ask you this. I know this is far down the list because, whatever. I don't ever think, even if they don't jump off sides, I think there's no chance Dylan Gabriel engineers a late come from behind tying or maybe go ahead drive. I just don't think that's possible.
No.
But still an egregious mistake. But people say, well, that's an undisciplined team. That's a team that doesn't go. I mean, Stefanski was screaming for them not to do that, and he did it. So is that on the coach, or is it on...
The players are always going to be a reflection of the coaching.
The problem is the game overall, the loss is not on the defense overall, right? But it comes back to now we have to look at the defense because of the boneheaded things they did in the last 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. When it's clearly on the special teams not doing what they're supposed to do, and the guy that coordinates them to not get them in the right spots, and then the offense, who has a quarterback that can't throw it to wide open guys, and he can't even get it past the line of scrimmage. Half the time he double clutches and it goes straight into the ground. Yeah. But we have to look at the defense now because they did two of the stupidest things you can do in the last 2 minutes of the football game.
They really did. There's no chance Justin Fields was going to convert either of those.
No.
One, he wasn't going to run a play.
Before the screen pass to Breece Hall, he had 11 net yards passing. He ended up with 42 net yards passing.
They ran the boot that ended up being called on a defensive hold by Devin.
Yeah.
Before that, you had that silly-ass play that lost 9 yards to Breece Hall. They were trying to give you an opportunity. And it didn't matter because I don't believe there's a chance in hell that Dylan Gabriel drives down the field. Not a chance in hell.
And here's something.
I could have given him a golf cart and he wouldn't have driven down the field.
If you didn't hear Nathan, here's Nathan.
Oh,
boy. No.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
And Fields slides back behind the line of scrimmage. Is that defensive holding?
Yep.
Oh, my.
You got two guys covering a tight end and Jeremy Ruckert that they don't even throw the ball to.
All right, this from Rich. Is it Simony with New York?
Simony
covers the Jets. He says since 1950, teams have been 225-0 when holding opponents to 175 or fewer yards and not turning the ball over. The Browns were the first team to lose in that span.
What was that again?
225-0 when holding a team to 175 or fewer yards and not turning the ball over. So we fixed the turnover problem.
Thank you,
folks. Even though I still think when you turn it over on downs, why isn't that considered a turnover?
Well, it's a turnover on downs.
That's turnover.
It's a TOD, but it's an on down.
That's stupid. Can we change that? That is silly. You did turn the ball over.
It's a turnover on downs.
You gave the ball to the... Can you tell the NFL that that's silly?
I'll call it.
Owen, call them.
Remember when they lined up to go for it on 4th and 2 and they called the Harold Fannin false start, which I thought was a bit ticky-tack, but that's just me. Plus, I'm a Browns fan, and I was just really angry at the time, so maybe that had something to do with it.
They listened to the Jets player. The Jets player pointed, and then they're like, well,
that's
we have
how
to throw
slow
the flag.
it was. They showed it in slow-mo, and it took the Jets player a second and a half in slow-mo to get it up. That's how little the twitch was by Harold Fannin. They called it.
So what was the play call there, by the way? What do you think the play call was there?
Who the hell knows?
They wouldn't have converted. Doesn't matter.
Now, you don't know that,
They were going to throw
I know that. I've watched enough Browns football to know.
That's right, you do.
I've watched enough Browns football to know.
But you could tell they were going to throw the football there, so it wasn't going to be a run. That who's the new OC this week or the new play caller this week?
Tommy Rees.
Tommy Rees.
Lindy and Fonnie.
So Tommy Rees still did not want to put the ball in Quinshon Judkins' hands there. Okay. So I guess it doesn't really matter who's calling the plays.
What's Chip Kelly doing?
Calling plays for the Raiders. We're going to play against him.
He at least put the ball in Quinshon Judkins' hand.
Would he?
He did.
That's true. He did at Ohio State. Well, he split the carries with Trevion Henderson.
That's true. Is that guy any good? Who cares? Oh, yeah. He has
he had a monster game yesterday.
Per carry.
Let's begin the march. 216-474-0092. All right, you guys coming up. There's so much all right. There's nothing right. Are we officially the worst? Are we officially the worst? And there is one little bright spot I got out of yesterday. Had to admit, I thought about it 2 seconds after the game ended. I'll tell you what that is coming up in 5 on The Fan.
Anthony Lima for Floors with a...
Kane.
It's frustrating. There are definitely plenty of frustrating things to go around in the game. I just don't want my guy Cam to lose confidence and think that he lost the game for us. That's not the case. There are so many plays in the game, and you can't let one hang on you and take away your confidence in who you are as a player. That's a learning moment for him and a chance to do better for the next time. And kind of like Andre in the first game, you're gonna have your opportunities and make the most out of it.
Who's he talking about there?
Schmidt.
Oh.
He was talking about Cam Thomas jumping off sides at the very end of the game, but he compared him to Andre Schmidt, missing the field goal and then coming back, and he's been pretty good since then.
I don't want to cut
That's your bright spot.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's
the
one
guy
of them.
that everyone wanted to cut after week 1.
I don't want to cut Cam Thomas over it.
You know what I did notice is that we wondered, what is Myles Garrett going to do after he went and showed all that anger the previous week before the
Against
bye?
the Patriots,
He sat all by himself. Yesterday, nary a concern from Myles. And you know what it kind of seems like? It seems like, all right, we're on a losing team, and this is what it's going to be like the rest of the year. Myles has understanding the rest of the season where this is going. Because he wasn't mad. He didn't blow up. I remember we were texting with staffers like, hey, get ready. We got to get that Myles stuff turned around yesterday.
So he's made it to the final stage of grief?
Yeah.
He's accepted.
He's like, I'm not getting traded. We went through the bye week. It's not getting better. And truth be told, like, I have to say that, I don't know. Does it need to be a show stance that we've seen the end of Dylan Gabriel? Like, does anybody need to see anything else?
No, we're going to see him on Sunday.
But did you notice? I didn't hear anybody.
But you don't need to see him on Sunday.
Hell no, I didn't need to see him yesterday.
Yes,
but
that's the question.
I think it's
conclusion's been drawn.
And this is going to annoy some people that are probably on YouTube Live, but where is the sentiment? Like, if ever there was going to be this rush of hey, it's got to be Shedeur. You're not really seeing that. You're not really.
Because they know he ain't going to save this.
Because they know it's not going to get better.
He ain't going to save this.
If they thought,
if anything, it's going to make him look worse.
If they thought it would provide a spark, like Myles of all people, he's secure enough. He could have got on the podium yesterday. He's seen practice.
Well, I'm worried.
He knows nobody in that building is doing anything to get the word out that, hey, it's time to get to the next guy. They're not saying that because they know it's not going to get any better.
Shedeur would only make it be better because I'd be interested again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. There'd be energy because we'd be excited. Like the tickets right now on one site, I said earlier it was 20. With fees on another site is down to 16.
Oh, well, let me read
this. In this week.
Let me read this to you. Sevi, Twitter reactions, social media reactions brought to you by Scheib and Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Sevi says to all of us, I have to go Sunday, shaking my head. Sister bought my dad birthday tickets. Got 12 of us in the lower bowl and a party bus. She paid $150 a ticket, shaking my head. I told her to wait. Well, at least I got the party bus that we can go to.
Okay, that'll be fun.
If the mayor hadn't shut down the fun on West 6 and our tailgate, I'd just invite Sevi and his whole family to the tailgate.
Listen.
We could have some fun before the game.
Yeah, but we don't even have the tailgate.
And we struck a deal.
not a deal for our new tailgate.
Will he have some Cokes with me, and can we strike a deal?
We had 2 Cokes, and we struck a deal.
What does he want? What is he like other than Coca-Cola? Can we get him? I'll have any other beverage with you as well. I'll have the Coke with you.
Well, they got RC over there.
Can we strike a deal?
Here's the thing. They'll have fun. They'll have fun in that party bus because there will be games on. Remember, this is a 425. So they'll be able to watch real football and some of the other games.
No, they won't. They'll be on a party bus. Does the party bus have TV?
Yeah, they all.
Oh, it does?
And their
it's
phones.
2025.
You'll have it on your phones, whatever. You'll be able to watch something and have some fun.
Anything on a party bus.
You'll remember the party bus.
Started.
That you'll remember.
Will you?
But to your point, you're right about.
You do it right, you're not going to remember that much.
If they made the move,
if you do it right, you'll do exactly what Ken said.
Make it forgettable.
If they made the move to Shedeur this week, those ticket prices would go from 18 to a lot more. They would grow exponentially, right?
Yeah, they should.
They would. Absolutely, they would. But just getting back to my main point, like, I'm not hearing from anybody that they would expect anything to be different with Shedeur because they've been at practice. They know what the offense is. They know the guys coaching the offense, the play callers. None of it matters.
How much better would it be? Like, I want to illustrate a point here. How much better would it be? And we have Lima Likes coming up at 7:45. How much better would it be if, like, Patrick Mahomes was on this offense? Or Josh Allen? I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
How much better?
Take 2 elite quarterbacks, put either one of them in this offense. How much better
it would be better.
They be?
It would obviously be better.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because it can't just be only a Dylan Gabriel thing, is it?
I saw
maybe it's a lot of just a Dylan Gabriel thing.
I think they'd be significantly better with any one of those quarterbacks, right? Look at what who were Josh Allen's receivers over his career, right? He had Stephon Diggs. That's Stephon Diggs. That's the only guy.
Gabe Davis is all right.
Yeah, but who's Gabe Davis without Josh Allen?
He's got good tight ends, though.
Yeah, but and of course, and they'd be in the playoff hunt because Patrick Mahomes is all-time special.
They would do the little things that help you win games.
Yes, and he's a threat on every third down. They're no threat right now. There's zero threat whatsoever. And the thing is, it's not like Dylan Gabriel or one of the best of all time. It's Dylan Gabriel or the 5th round draft pick that hasn't started a game yet in the league.
I'm sorry. You're right. And I want to see Shedeur, but I think that it's so broken. It's not. He's not going to make it. He's not going to fix it.
I think even Shedeur fans,
he's going to be in a worse spot at the end of it.
Even Shedeur fans, if you're being honest. You don't want him starting this week. You want him starting the following week.
Why?
Against the Raiders. Because you know he's not going to play well against Baltimore in his first game. He's not. Nobody thinks he is. Even the Shedeur homers who think he's magical and think he is, they deify him as some guy that everybody's sleeping on and the Browns are sabotaging. Even they are like, well, this is not a good spot for our guy. Come on, be honest.
It's not a good spot for him.
And there's probably no great spot.
I'm being honest with you.
You got 3 other quarterback options. Is he your best option? Besides Dylan. There are 3 other quarterback options currently tied to this team.
Well, 2 of them I really don't want to see out there. One I really don't want to see out there. The other one I don't want to see out there. The other one I'd like to see out there, but I got to agree with Lima. I got to agree with Lima. Probably not this week.
I didn't ask you who you wanted to see. I said, who's your best option?
Was Albert Breer right at the beginning of the year when he's like, "Oh, Deshaun Watson's your most talented quarterback," and he was scoffed at?
It's still Joe on the team. If we're talking about talent,
there's so many layers to peel on this, right? We're talking about they traded away Joe Flacco and now it's Dylan Gabriel. Well, the other thing that we don't even talk about anymore is that they brought Kenny Pickett in to be the starter.
Yeah,
he didn't even make it through the preseason.
No. Let's go to the phone.
So it's the 3rd option that they're already at quarterback this year.
And you had Tyler Huntley, who did win a game.
Yes.
Leo in Strongsville. Hello, Leo.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you doing?
We've been better.
Yeah, me too. So I worked night shift, and I woke up, and I was upset. I was like, my wife didn't wake me up. And I caught the last couple minutes of the game. And I'm glad she didn't wake me up because I saw the offsides at the end, and I was just like, yeah, typical Browns. Then I watched the highlights. I saw the punt return and the kickoff return, and I was like, I'm done. I was like, if they don't put Sanders in, spark this offense, and I think even this week, because we always play the Ravens well, they need to put him in. Or it's over. I think the season's down the tubes in the first place. Put the kid in. Let's see what he's got because I'm tired of watching little Dylan run around and he can't throw. He's not running. He can't make the throws. I'm sorry. He's not a starting NFL quarterback. Put Sanders in. The kid's going to spark the offense, and I think we can beat the Ravens this week. I disagree with you guys. That's it.
All right, Leo, thank you very much for the call. Tone?
Are we even sure that Dylan Gabriel's a backup? Everybody just said, well, he's going to be a fine backup for... He looks like a guy who's going to be out of the league.
So the problem with that is he's been labeled a career backup, and Ken, you call him a career backup. But when
People
it comes
used to take
out,
that as a mean thing. Now they don't believe me.
Well, it sounds like you're saying he's going to have a 10-year... He's going to have a Colt McCoy career where he's bouncing around the league and helping teams out. He might have a career backup in the sense that the only thing he can do in his career is be a backup, and the career is only 3 seasons.
Maybe that's possible. Maybe that's it. Maybe I was overvaluing him by the time it's all said and done. But I think what's happening here, this is why I call him a career backup. Because when you have a backup in, they might have a hot hand. Like, do I think this is what's going to happen with Jacoby Brissett in Arizona? More than likely. Like, when you put a backup in, they're good for a few games, and then they start to get figured out. And the terminal mistakes that they make that they can't really get over, they just rear their ugly head because good defenses, you're eventually going to run into a good defense that's going to be able to exacerbate those problems. That's what's going on with Dylan Gabriel. Now he's just terrified to be out there. So you had the situation against Minnesota. I mean, let me go down it real quick. In fairness to Dylan Gabriel here, don't tell me I never tried to be fair. In fairness to him, the game against Minnesota, okay, I didn't write hope after that game. Some of you did. That was nuts. But in the Vikings game, was that or was that not his best performance? Because they hadn't seen him, so it was. And then you have the Pittsburgh game, which was not good. You have the Miami game, he didn't need to be good, and the defense just went out there and won it. See, in his usual career, you're hoping your starter is coming back by now. That's what you're hoping. That's how his career is going to go. Because there it's like, all right, we got away with one. Miami's terrible. Our defense was able to get to Tua Tagovailoa, and we won that football game. And then you got to go to New England. Okay, well, that defense isn't terrible. And that offense is obviously good. And that's a well-coached football team. And he was running for his life, and he was terrified. And then we wanted to hear, and I listened to Coach Lance. I totally agree. I totally saw his point. I could see his point, and by the end of it, I agreed with him. It's like, okay, maybe you want to see him, how he responds to bad football. Some guys have 2 weeks to stew about something, and then they go out, they play better. Except he can't do that because he's a career backup. So he goes out there and he plays worse. Because there was plenty of times where he just ran himself into problems yesterday. And I know all you guys are taking your screenshots and putting all your screenshots out there. Every single one of you are right to do it. Enjoy the retweets and likes. Because you're all right to do it. He's not looking down the field. You could say he can't look down the field. I thought they tried to move the pocket a little bit. They started him out from gun. He didn't take 5-step drops from shotgun. That's one of the differences I think that Tommy Rees actually tried to do. A lot of shotgun in that football game, and they tried to give him some more space to see the field.
In drive 2, when they scored, they did that. Yeah. When else did they do that?
Oh, no, I wrote it down
in the scripted drive.
No.
Who scripted the drive, Ken?
I
know one guy who really scripts drives well that didn't call plays yesterday.
No.
Were those Tommy Rees's scripted drives or not?
No. I go back. There was a lot of gun here from later on in the game.
No, I'm talking about moving the pocket.
Oh, I thought you meant gun.
Moving the pocket. That's the only way that he can see downfield.
I thought they tried to move the pocket. He just ran himself into problems because he was terrified. When the Malachi Corley pass where I lost my mind, they moved and he just threw it 8 feet over his head. Because he ain't that good. And he's hurrying passes because he knows he's got a very short time to throw. And so he hurries passes. He doesn't stand in there. He doesn't deliver. And then the only redeeming quality it has is he taps himself on the chest and goes, my fault. Yeah, man, we know. We got it. We know it's your fault. But it's not your fault that you were drafted. It's not your fault that you were started this soon. It's not your fault for a lot of the other things. But yeah, those terrible passes are your fault. Well, he completed one to Harold Fannin. Okay, there was one nice pass to Harold Fannin. The touchdown pass from Jerry Jeudy. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm being dead ass serious.
I was going to ask about it.
I was shocked that Jerry Jeudy caught that ball. That ball went up, and I was expecting the worst. I was hoping for an incompletion. That ball went up, and it stayed up there forever. As Siciliano described it in New England, it was a hot air balloon ball.
It really was.
And that thing came down in his hands, and I was shocked.
It was like a Hail Mary. That thing was suspended in animation.
And Jeudy had to come back to it.
Oh, of course he did.
That was if we're assigning percentage of who made that play, Jerry Judy's like 85-90% that play.
Ed and Steve Sable didn't slow down film to keep a ball up in the air that long. That's how long that damn ball was. I got the revolutions. That damn ball.
The floating Zeppelin.
Unbelievable.
I told you before the show, I said,
it just kept going.
I asked Owen, I said, have you ever, we're on the phone, I go, guys, have you ever played the game golf on the NES, the original? And every time they hit a drive, it's,
it just kept going.
That's it. That's what that was.
You should have brought your slide whistles.
And when people say, well, you're going to tear down his touchdown, I haven't looked at the internet yet. When people say, well, you're going to tear down his touchdown passes, yeah, because they're in evaluation mode. So, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Guys, that sucked. That was not a good pass. We can be honest.
Yeah,
come on.
I'm being honest. I don't disagree with you. I'm not fighting you on it. Shador ain't going to throw a pass like that. Record that, because in case he does later on.
He does not throw like that.
I'm just saying it can't be that bad.
And that's the good. That's on the good tape this week.
So they're going to start him.
That's the good tape.
Yeah, they're going to start. They're going to start Dylan Gabriel on Sunday, and I expect more of the same. Because if the Jets are bringing you to justice,
You got to get the ones out of bounds, too. Those are good.
The Jets are bringing you to justice. I imagine the Ravens will. Coming up next, Lima Like. Do you have anything to tease for Lima Likes?
Yes. Very, very sentimental on this one because
no kidding.
We lost somebody that was very special to me because I remember it the first time I went to a game. So, kind of sad overnight.
Coming up next on The Fan. Tom Merriman and Merriman Legal. Folks, if you've been hurt in an accident, if you've been hurt in a car, if you've been hurt on the job, there are a few Clevelanders that can stand and fight for you. That's what Tom Merriman does, though. He stands and fights and delivers for you. If you need your peace of mind back, nobody gets it back better than Tom Merriman and Merriman Legal. It's time to make that call today. It's a free consultation, 216-522-9000. And that's not just some office line or anything like that where you're going, oh, I don't know. No. That's his cell phone number. That means you can call him.
Powered by Scheiben Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store.
Does Lima like? Or does Lima no like? Like?
Tell me likey. I'm liking it. I like it a lot.
No like.
He doesn't like you.
I don't like you either.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Like or no like. Like or no like.
But I definitely knew what I liked, and I definitely knew what I didn't like.
Well, you knew damn well I was going to try to find some source.
Better ease up on that language now.
Of hope, inspiration, something after losing to the Jets yesterday. So,
Lima likes.
Browns' current draft order, 4th and?
Lima damn well likes.
19th, Jacksonville blowing a fourth quarter 19-point lead. Were you able to watch any of this, Kenny? Because every time I looked up while we were watching the Browns game, I looked up and Jacksonville was up 10-0. Then it was like 17-10. But then it was 20-10. And every time I'm like, oh, wow, Jacksonville is just going to cruise. You remember, C.J. Stroud's not playing in the game.
I think they were up 19 in the fourth.
Yeah, 19 in the fourth quarter. They are up, and it went horrible for Trevor Lawrence.
I loved it.
But I
loved it.
Man, you look at him from the body language to just the and then their defense was awful.
I don't even like the Texans. In fact, I really don't like the Texans. Like I kind of hate them. But I was enjoying myself. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the comeback. Enjoyed it. Loved it. Loved Liam Cohen throwing down his.
He was so mad
and disgust.
Well, I gotta say, like that's what Browns fans do want to see from our coach. Like they want to see
him throw down play sheets in disgust. It means we lost.
They want to see the emotion in the loss. They want to see that. They want to see a guy go to the podium and lose his mind. And you've seen that. With plenty of coaches
Aren't
this
we
year
past
in the
time
NFL.
for losing minds now? Is that going to make a difference to anybody?
I do.
You already said you didn't get all worked up and emotional over the game.
I think the fact that you haven't seen it for 6 years with Kevin Stefanski is what bothers people. Because it feels like if he's not ever able to do it, like you want to have some semblance of a coach just gets so mad that they do bring it to somewhere they're not supposed to bring it. Normally the sanitized, hey, it's been 30 minutes after the game. They've calmed down. But obviously, we play audio from around the NFL all the time. All the shows do. You hear guys that are fired up about losing.
And we do.
And you just do not hear that with this team. And I think that... But so anyway, that was a good day, I think, if we're talking future of the Browns. Hopefully for other people to make the selections. I think that was a good day. I did notice this also.
Lima likes.
It's nice to see other teams get proactive. The Lions, and I don't know if anybody even knew this before the game. Maybe they kept it lock and key. But did you know they changed their play caller? They're 5-3. They've had some good offensive games.
Dan Campbell now.
They changed the play caller. They took it away from John Morton.
I said, give it away.
And then they put up 44 points.
Bring it over here.
And I know it was Washington. The Commanders, just their season has been derailed. It looks like a disaster after going to the NFC Championship last year. But this is what I mean. Like real accountability. Like Dan Campbell's like, we're trying to win the Super Bowl. And the offense is not performing. I'm taking the play calling. Can you imagine the Browns doing something like that if they were 5-3? They would never have done anything like that.
I couldn't imagine the Browns at 5-3.
No, that's true. That's a good point. All right, I got to hear from you guys because it was the game of the year.
Lima likes.
Penn State hosting Indiana. And we were like, we're not going to get the moments. We're not going to see potential first-round quarterbacks, really put through the ringer because this is a zombie Penn State team. Oh, they brought it. Their defense brought it. They got like 4 NFL guys, at least, that are going to be potential top 75 on that defense. They looked like that Penn State defense that we thought we would get before the season. And it all culminated, though, with maybe a future Cleveland Brown, Fernando Mendoza, on 3rd and goal at the 7-yard line with about 40 seconds left. Here is the call from Gus Johnson on Fox.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. A miracle play. Unbelievable. Killing lives with Joby down.
This...
I never heard that before. I heard it on the radio.
This either incensed people as one of the worst calls in a big moment ever. Or
it's Gus Johnson.
Vintage, quintessential Gus Johnson. Mitch, do you want to put up a poll? Was this a good call?
No, don't put up a poll. It
Why?
was, if you want to,
I'm
fine,
curious.
put up a poll.
You want to put up a poll of whether we're going to put up a poll.
His voice cracking and going away was not quintessential Gus Johnson, but him losing his mind. I think people were upset because he said it was his Heisman moment.
Yeah. Well, it was a Heisman moment.
And there was a lot of Ohio State fans going, what about Julian saying we'll have his Heisman moments?
He gets to go up against Indiana in the Big Ten Championship.
Probably coming up against Michigan and then Indiana.
Then depending how the seeds go, maybe again 2 weeks later.
Are they done with the voting for the Heisman, though, before the Big Ten Championship game? Or after?
No, you get the Big Ten. Yeah, you get that's the final one.
Because it's the next week. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. I want to make sure.
Because you got to get Army Navy in, too.
Got to get Army Navy in.
Yeah.
Well, a couple years ago, they had that one quarterback.
Yeah, he was so good, we remember his name. Lima no life.
All right, one final note.
Lima doesn't like this.
R.I.P. legend, Lenny Wilkens, who passed away yesterday. He's in the Hall of Fame not one, not 2 times, 3 times. He got into the Hall of Fame.
He's like one of the Beatles.
The player, coach, and coach of the Dream Team. One of the coaches.
Oh.
So Lenny Wilkens gets in for all of those accolades. Obviously, just growing up being a Cavs fan, he was like our Bill Belichick. Like, he was our gold standard.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know any better when I was young. That guy was just legendary status. And every time you looked over, it was Lenny Wilkens on the bench, revered. Nobody had a bad thing to say about him ever. Now, I'm sure Sports Talk Radio, maybe when they, couldn't break through, maybe some people are like, maybe there needs to be a change at some point, whatever. But Lenny was just all-time icon, coached the most games in NBA history, has like all these accolades. It's crazy if you look at his Wikipedia page to see just how could a guy coach that many games. He dies at the age of 88. And we had him on before.
Mm-hmm.
We had him on. He was on this very show.
It was a good interview. Yep.
That's it for Lima Lakes.
Outstanding as always. Coming up at 8:20, the dangerous one, Darryl Ryder. Coming up in just 5 minutes, it was the biggest story we had last week. And in the end, it didn't even matter. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima. What story was it? 8:01 on the Fan.
Anthony Lima for QC Connect.
Yeah, doodle-a-doo, doodle-doodle.
Thank you, Ken. For Headline Sports News every 20 minutes on 92.3 The Fan from the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Meredith Kane.
Catch Afternoon Drive with Nick Wilson and Jonathan Peterlin live on YouTube each and every weekday from 2 to 7 p.m.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. A rock play. Unbelievable. Killing lives with Joby now.
Audio courtesy of Fox. Poll is open right now. We have the poll. Was that a good call or a bad call? We'll get to what it means for Mendoza. Sports Talk on The Fan, presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS. And Paramount Plus, watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. So that was the game of the year in college football. And I tweeted immediately after it, and I said, that's number one overall. That's a number one overall pick drive. And got a ton of backlash. A lot of it was just Ohio State fans acting like, what about our quarterback? But obviously,
he might be a number one overall pick eligible in 2027.
Yeah, he is not eligible to be drafted this year, but Mendoza is. Now, also, on the same day, we saw Dante Moore in some inclement weather, right? And against Iowa. And then also Simpson for Alabama. He had some nice moments, some real big-time NFL throws in their game. So, Kenny, when you saw that, and we'll be getting back to the Browns, but this all comes back to the Browns.
Oh, it always comes back to the Browns.
Were you of the ilk that what rough game, he's not as good as everybody thinks he is?
Mendoza?
I saw a lot of that. Or were you of, man, a guy that can drive down the field like that? I don't care the Penn State's lost, what is it, 6 in a row or whatever.
There's still something for a guy. Like, if that's all he did was have bad days and do, no. But to have a bad day on the road, I mean, it's still loud. They still want to win that game.
Oh, that place was deafening.
I thought it was going to be the cathartic win that Penn State fans have been wanting since this whole nastiness started, for the love of God. I think it was their first home game since they fired James Franklin. I thought for sure that Penn State was going to get that win. It's like, well, let's see what this kid's got. And to be able to throw your team on your back and go down there and win and have that last-minute drive, I think that matters. That should certainly matter. You got some guts to be able to do it, fine. You know, that was one of my problems I had with some other quarterbacks. I mean, you look at some of these guys that were number one overall or top 5 guys, a lot of them faced very, very little adversity in college. And when they did, they struggled mightily, and they just lost those games. And for a guy like him, yeah, it can't all just be sunshine and roses all year long. Now, if we're making a comparison to Julian Sayin, I'll say for Julian Sayin's sake is that his time is coming probably in the Michigan game and in the Indiana game in the Big Ten Championship. You're right. I didn't think it needed to become a Julian Sayin versus Fernando Mendoza Heisman thing. I just think I'm looking at it as a Browns fan going, all right, who's the guy that I can possibly get? Because you want him to be good, but as you're drafting right now, you don't know if you want him to be that good. Because right now you're looking at Mendoza, Moore, Ty Simpson, depending on what Lenora Sellers wants to do. God, I hope he goes back. I hope he hits the transfer portal and gets the hell out of there. You're looking at those 4 guys. And I think that if it was the one silver lining I took right after the game, I'm not lying, is that I don't want him to lose, and I'll never celebrate the Browns losing. But I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't sit there and go, oh, yeah, like, all right. I like Fernando Mendoza.
I just love Kenny.
I like seeing some of the highlights I saw, even Dante Moore and Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson was great the other night.
So
that's tough defense still.
I just love how people discounted, well, he wasn't great all game, even though there were plenty of good throws. He just didn't have as many of them.
It was great all game.
It was a rough game. Guys have rough games. That doesn't disqualify them from being good in the NFL.
Not every great quarterback's great all game, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm freezing. I'm putting on a hoodie.
So you understand, there were plenty of NFL scouts at that game, too. It said Jordan Reed said that the Jets GM was there along with Rick Spielman and said a heavy contingent from the team in attendance for that game. You know, obviously, NFL scouts are watching these games, whether or not Penn State lost 6 in a row or not. You know, they're paying attention to it. There were scouts. I got Jordan Reed just texted me. He said there were scouts from the Browns. He couldn't tell me specifically who were there. But
Jordan Reed just texted you?
Yeah, because I want to know. I just want to know because obviously it's always a bigger deal to fans when the head honcho of the organization is there. But, they have scouts, regional scouts. They go to all these games. That's
Jordan
their job.
Reed just texted you?
Yeah.
Well, ask him to come on this week.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
If he's willing to text you, just have him on. We ain't going anywhere except for the draft.
But in essence, I had people saying, well, he's not generational. There's no generational in this draft. And I'm like, man, that's not how the draft works. It just isn't. It's just not Andrew Luck.
Zach Jackson just texted you too, and now I got to put my phone away.
It's not Andrew Luck. You're not waiting on Andrew Luck every single draft or Trevor Lawrence at the time.
Yeah.
I thought we got smarter about how this works. The question is that guy a first-round grade, 100%? Mm-hmm. Is he worthy of number 1 overall? I mean, he's definitely in the running. He absolutely is in the running.
What position does he play?
Quarterback.
So then he's in the running for number 1 overall.
So, yeah, because he had some bad moments against Penn State, and because Ohio State dominated Penn State, that means what? The Browns shouldn't take him now? I have no idea how that's the logical conclusion.
Just get comfortable with one of them. And hope that it turns. Because one of them's bound to be really good, one of them's bound to be garbage, and maybe the other one will be okay. I don't know. I hope you get one of the good ones. Because right now, I mean, if it were to come down to, I don't want to belabor this, because I wanted to bring up another point I wanted to get into, but it comes down to Mendoza, Simpson, or Moore. Those 3 guys, like right off the tippy top, I think Ryan's got them going 1, 2, 3 in the draft. And if it were to come down to one of those guys, I think you got to find a way to be comfortable with each one of them, because I think that there's so much more that we have to worry about that we never really had to worry about when it came to quarterbacks, because they're all so different from where they used to be. It used to be, just get me a 6'5" guy who could stand there and let her rip, let's go. Now it's different. And I think there's much more of the emotional part to it, the intelligence of breaking down a defense to it, things that we did not see in the past. Speaking of breaking down defenses, it was the biggest story we had last week. Was Tommy Rees taking over the play calling? Did it even matter in the end? Did you notice much of a difference in the very end? Just the only thing I noticed was they took that shot that ended up being a pass interference. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen Dylan take those shots, much of those at all. I'm sure there have been some, but to aggressively go vertical, but no, I didn't really see that much of a difference, I'll be honest. I didn't see much of a difference. I saw gun. I saw a lot more shotgun. I saw what I think is a bit more moving of the pocket. Now, I think that he himself, Dylan Gabriel, limited that to some degree. I think I saw some bit of a difference. But I think what it proved, and why I say it doesn't matter, is what it proved is that it ain't just all... he's the head coach of the football team, so there's a problem with Kevin Stefanski, certainly. You're 5-21 over the last couple of years. It's bad. And the clock's running, guys. But it's not just that. It's that you can do a lot of different people to be in charge of this offense. I think you're just going to get more of the same. The only thing that I thought was markedly different was the beginning drive, the first drive, which Adam Archuleta called the worst opening drive he's ever seen. That was a quote. But on the second drive, he ended up, and you wonder how much of that, more of that was scripted, probably more of it, and they ended up scoring a touchdown on that one. So I thought, again, we might be okay considering the Jets were garbage. And then, of course, you give up a touchdown right after on a kick return. Then you give up a punt return touchdown. You got their emotions into it. You're reeling. They're an emotional football team, and you end up being a mess. That's why, there's so many more bigger problems with this team than just, hey, we lost on a Sunday. There's so many more problems. And when you have so many more problems with it, you don't even know where to begin. The only thing you can do is go back to the beginning and go back to the people in charge. That's it. That's it. Like yesterday, I came off this morning. You weren't that upset. I was demoralized. I was upset with what had happened. I was upset with my feeling towards it. And I got to be honest with you guys. I don't know how many more opportunities I'm going to have to be upset before it is what it is. Before it just washes over. I had a meltdown yesterday in the second quarter on the missed screen to Malachi Corley. And then the rest just kind of washed over me. My son was losing his mind. He got mad. But again, there's rhyme and reason to everything. I go, you let him in this football game, your offense is not good enough to come back. So the special teams touchdowns, if you had Joe Flacco out there, you could overcome that. Because he can push the ball down the field and at least make it somewhat possible for you to run the football. You don't have that with this guy. You don't have that. He runs himself into sacks. He runs himself into trouble.
He got sacked
guys that are open,
right before the end of the first half. He almost took him out of the field goal situation.
I mean, you're seeing Jerry Jeudy upset.
That was a brain-dead move. He got bailed out.
And he's supposed to be a supercomputer, as they said. It's stupid. And that's one of the problems that I have. I'm sick and tired of having to use this team's own words against them. Andrew Berry, we like to zig when other teams zag. Maybe you should zag. Seems that a lot of good teams are zagging. Yeah. Maybe you should zag instead of zigging. Maybe that would be better for you. Oh, he's a supercomputer. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that before. And here we are. It's terrible. He's afraid to throw the football down the field. He's afraid to conduct the offense. He's afraid to be out there, for crying out loud. Well, we'll march him out there again. We will march him out there again. Because now I've turned it, and you've noticed this, and I've been more and more this way. I've been more protectionist over Shedeur Sanders. Because I'm like, I want him to have a fair shot. This isn't a fair shot. There's got to be some sort of, I don't believe that he's just a fifth round, not good quarterback. I don't believe maybe he's as good as the second coming, the way that some people on the internet are making him out to be. I think the truth's somewhere in the middle. And if the truth's probably somewhere in the middle, it means that you're not going to be able to overcome much of this. 216-474-0092. Coming up next, the dangerous one, Daryl Ryder. Will Bubba Ventrone's key card work this morning when he gets into the building? Well, it's already 8 o'clock, so he should have already been in the building. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the free Odyssey app to hear Daryl Ryder coming up in 5 on The Fan. Friends, Ken Carman here for
protected, and all kinds of confusion on that sequence. Fannin was the only player in the vicinity, but a little miscommunication, so they had the penalty on first down, negated the first down run by Judkins, and an ugly-looking 3-and-out for Kevin Stefanski's offense. They're going to punt.
Spiro, that's one of the worst opening drive sequences I think I've seen this season. You start out with a hold and then 2 passes that were nowhere near his intended target.
Adam Archuleta, Spiro Adidas, CBS Sports. They were on the call with Adidas yesterday. What a front row seat that was. All right, let's bring on Daryl Ryder. He's brought to you by Schaub & Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Hello.
Good morning, boys.
What'd you think?
Not great.
All right, thank you very much for the time. Does Bubba Ventrone, that's a weird way to ask it, is he in trouble today?
He should be, but he's probably not, because, this regime prides themselves on their consistency, even when the consistency is bad. And so I don't think he's in trouble. I mean, if they're not going to change out the quarterback, why would they change out the special teams coordinator?
Well, it's so weird, Daryl, where, in the last decade, you went from a team that it seemed they made too many quick decisions, too many knee-jerk reactions to admit nobody is accountable for anything.
Yeah.
Nobody's held accountable for anything. Your special teams becomes, this is why you're so mad. It's like, well, guys, you can yell about special teams. No, when your quarterback play is devoid of anything, when we're actually surprised they complete a touchdown pass, which we were. I was anyway. Lima was. I'm not sure how you came out on it, Daryl. I'll ask you here in a second. It makes special teams that much more important. Because when you're down 14-7, you really don't have a lot of faith that you're going to be able to come back and tie that thing up right then and there. And they were able to get it to 17-17, but even that seemed like that was almost an impossibility.
Yeah, and even at the end of the game, with the offsides boneheaded penalty on 4th and 4 that ended the game officially, even if they got the ball back with 45 seconds left, zero thought in my mind that Dillon Gabriel was going to do anything with that particular possession to allow them to get down the field and tie that game, force overtime. I had zero confidence, so it kind of really didn't even matter. It was a boneheaded mistake, but it didn't even matter because Dillon Gabriel wasn't going to do anything with it anyway. So you pretty much know your fate going in every week as long as Dillon Gabriel is your quarterback. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know that it gets better with Shedeur Sanders out there because, as I said going into the week, I think you guys asked me on Friday, look, unless you, with Tommy Reese taking over play calling. And yeah, there were, you saw a little bit of difference with Tommy calling the plays yesterday, but unless you were swapping out the quarterback and the receiving corps, it didn't matter. No matter who's calling plays. All you're doing is dangling a shiny object to make it look like you're doing something. But that's it. Like, there's no quarterback that's going to walk through that door and save you. There's no receiving corps that's walking through that door that's going to save you. There's no offensive tackles walking through that door that's going to save you. So they're going to stick with Dillon. They're probably going to stick with Bubba. Like, this is what they do. They hit the iceberg, and they're all going to go down with the ship. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, Daryl, it's just hard for a locker room, I imagine, to continue to go out there and play when they see that this quarterback is that limited, and now it doesn't really matter who's calling the plays. It just seems to be the situation. So do you see that there's no chance of any kind of accountability, whether it's Bubba, certainly not going to fire the coach yet, but they did just lose to the Jets in humiliating fashion. They're not benching Gabriel, so how do you expect this team to go out and play hard the rest of the year?
Well, I mean, Myles Garrett had some interesting comments yesterday after the game just about, hey, I'm going to make sure that this locker room does not mail it in, and I'm paraphrasing there, but that was essentially the message that Myles delivered. And, it's got to come from within, right? The coaches can only scheme so much stuff up and draw so many plays up. The players just got to go out and execute. And on the offensive side of the ball, you don't have anyone capable of executing. And it starts with the quarterback. I mean, some of those throws yesterday were just absolutely laughable. That's how bad they were. And they're going to sit there with a straight face and tell us that Dylan Gabriel gives him a chance to win a football game. No, he doesn't. He is one of the worst quarterbacks to come through here in the last 27 years. Okay? He's that bad. You have no chance. The touchdown pass to Jerry Jeudy was luck. I'll give him the touchdown to David Njoku. Okay, that was a good play. But, I can count on one hand the number of good throws this dude has made in 5 starts. Okay? He's not good. He's not a serious NFL starting quarterback. And they're just going to keep running him out there. And I have to ask the question, okay, if he is infinitely better than Shedeur Sanders, then how bad is Shedeur Sanders? Right? I mean, those are the questions now I'm starting to ask. And I'm not firing shots at Shedeur. I'm just asking questions like, okay, if Dylan Gabriel is light years ahead in his quote-unquote development than Shedeur Sanders is, then that tells me Shedeur Sanders must be a complete catastrophe right now. And it has to be, because they don't seem to even want to be entertaining the thought of putting Shedeur on the field. They're going to keep force-feeding us Dylan Gabriel. 5 of the next 7 at home as well. And you're going to make fans keep watching that? Listen, I told you so. I told you in training camp that that's what this kid was, and I'm sorry that I was so dead on accurate with it.
Well, listen to you.
Victory lap
listen
from Daryl.
To victory lap, Daryl.
Victory lap.
Listen, look at you, Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl.
And your victory
look
laps.
Look at you. So Daryl, we figured out that when you're talking, if I look to my left and Ken looks to the right, on the box on YouTube, we are looking in the right direction. When I'm talking, you have to look to the right in your studio. When Ken is talking, you have to look to
your
left.
Yes.
Oh, so you guys can see me now.
I can see you.
Oh, yeah. Because I can see you. I can see all your facial reactions, although it's on a 30-second delay.
Yeah, I can see your movie posters in the background.
Yeah.
I feel like Lester Diamond. This is me feeling you.
It's one of my prized possessions, my autographed Major League movie poster.
Looks fabulous, Daryl. Daryl Ryder brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers. So would you have started Shedeur earlier? Would you start Shedeur next week? When would you start Shedeur?
I would have started him yesterday. I would have used the bye to get him ready. Now, I also understand the back injury. That plays a part in it. But I would have tried to get him ready for yesterday. But they need to expedite this. They need to get him ready to play quickly. And that is one of the questions that I plan to ask Kevin Stefanski today. When are you going to get Shedeur Sanders ready to play? Because nobody wants to watch Dylan Gabriel attempt to play football anymore.
Oof. Hard to disagree. Well, you've really crystallized it there. Go ahead. Are you going to ask him a question, or am I just going to take it away here? What are you doing over there?
Go ahead.
You just want to make sure everybody can see us looking at Daryl.
Here's the thing. Ken spent half the interview with his face in his hands because he's so exasperated by the situation.
I'm absolutely disgusted.
I know. I'm not criticizing you, Ken. And you got Lima over here. He's just like, I see half his head, and he's just like staring blankly off into the distance in dismay.
Because this is, you get to a point where you can't be mad about it anymore.
No,
it is what it is in so many ways, because you're not making any moves, and you're just hoping that they get the point by the time that this is all said and done, this season is all said and done. Because, we were picking our, okay, what's the record going to be after the year? And some people were saying 5 wins. And I go, no, before, I know, maybe I'm overcorrecting my correction, but I'm going, they're just as bad as all these teams. They're circling you as a win as well. So I don't want to hear it. And they lost this first one to the Jets, so Tennessee isn't no gimme. And neither is, the Raiders on the road? They haven't won a road game in 13 games. 14. Is it 13 or 14? 13. I've lost count. They haven't won a road game in 13 games, Daryl. I'm expecting them to beat the Raiders on the road? I know the Raiders are terrible. It doesn't matter.
Let me help you with some numbers, Ken.
Yeah.
They're 5-21 in their last 26, dating to last season, okay, which is not nearly as bad as 4-44 was, and they're 0 for their last 13 on the road. So those are the two numbers you need to know: 5-21 and 0-13.
Was it fitting that Paul DePodesta was at the game yesterday?
Yes, and you know what? I am crediting him with his 100th loss as Chief Strategy Officer. That is a seminal moment in his professional career. The Chief strategizing has just paid off immensely over the last decade. They've outsmarted nobody. They're no further ahead than they were 10 years ago. Congratulations to the Cleveland Browns for spending tens of millions of dollars on a guy that did absolutely nothing for you.
Well, Daryl, I said as a form of a tribute for him and his
he's not even a football guy. He was a baseball guy.
Well, now he's going to be a baseball guy again.
Good for him.
So Daryl,
he's got the worst team in Major League Baseball. Good luck with that.
Yeah, Daryl, we started the show. I was talking about how, as a tribute, they should hand him the game ball for loss number 100. But it should be all the biggest losers they've had during his run. So, Daryl, if you would like to power rank.
Oh, that's too much right off.
If you would like to power rank the biggest losers that also could have been there to hand him that game ball during the Deep Podesta run.
Oh, man. Well, I think you got to go Hugh Jackson, right?
It's good. It's a good pick.
Freddie Kitchens.
Yes.
And Sashi Brown.
No players?
Done.
No players?
No players. No players. We're not picking on the players.
I don't want to call Frederico a loser. And Sashi did it on purpose.
Well, but again.
So that brings me to my next question,
Daryl.
1
in 31, Ken. 1 in 31. Do I need to remind you how painful that was?
Well, you know what's nearly as painful as 5 and 21.
Right.
Especially because you know what? I would say this is more painful because you're just coming off a playoff run. You're paying a quarterback a bunch of money that no one wants to see.
Yeah.
And you have the player of the decade, the player of the generation, the player of the franchise on defense on your football team making plays every week. So this is way worse. This is way worse.
You mentioned Sashi was trying to lose. All right, when I talk to people outside of Cleveland, they're like, you guys are trying to lose. And we're like, no, they had expectations for themselves. He's like, yeah, but Vegas had you at 4.5 wins. You're starting more rookies than anybody else. Young people don't win in this league. And then they trade Flacco 4 weeks in for an overdrafted third rounder who probably should have been a fifth rounder or worse. So is that evidence that this team is really the grand scheme? They are trying to lose.
Well, they're trying to tell you they're trying to win, but it's hard to argue. The more you keep rolling out Dylan Gabriel, you traded Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett was jettisoned too. Obviously, he got hurt during training camp, but you got rid of him. You have a defense that you can win with. I think that's like the frustrating thing. If you're a Browns fan right now.
I'm sorry, Daryl. I have to cut in on this. I think that anybody who says that they're trying to lose or actively trying to lose is just trying to make themselves feel better about how terrible this is.
Yeah.
I think it turns into a fat excuse. No.
Well, again, you've got a defense that you can win with, okay? But the offense is just so inept and devoid of tangible difference-making talent that, I mean, it's similar to when they went 1 and 31. Like, look, the 53 men in that locker room are absolutely not going out there every Sunday trying to lose, right? Now, management can stack the deck against them by the quality of players that they put in the locker room, and I think there's something to be said about the quality of players or lack of the quality players they have offensively to help them win. But defensively, they're stacked pretty well. Like, this is a good defense that the Browns have. They're just wasting it, and it's getting worn down. I mean, Andy Baskin and I were doing the postgame pod on YouTube yesterday, and, you know, he brought up the defense. I said, Andy, what are you mad at the defense for? They give up 13 points. Be mad at the special team. Special teams gave up more points than the defense did on Sunday. So that's kind of like the spot that they're in. They've got a good defense, quality players on that side of the ball, difference-making players on that side of the ball, and they just basically have little to nothing to work with offensively right now. And so now, whether you want to call that, Anthony, they're trying to lose or whatever, I'll leave that up to you guys to debate, but I look at what Andrew Berry has done the last 2 off seasons on the offensive side of the ball, and it's really hard to give him positive grades.
Go ahead, Tone.
Daryl, can I interest you in Mendoza from Indiana?
Oh, Christ. Come on. Oh, goodness gracious.
It is November 10th, which is right about this time of the year, the most wonderful time of the year for a Browns fan, and that's to start thinking about next year's draft. So I guess I have to start scouting college quarterbacks all of a sudden. I mean, ownership's been scouting them. I think I'm pretty sure the front office has been scouting them. And this is the tough spot the Browns find themselves in, too. There is no clear-cut franchise savior right now in this upcoming draft. Now
take a whack at one of them because it's got to be much better than Dylan Gabriel. I could cut off Fernando Mendoza's arms, and I think he would be better.
I hear you, Ken. But now you've got the analysts. They're like, 2027 now.
Whatever.
Is the year.
Who knows what's going to happen between now and then? I don't care. Not hearing it anymore.
We're right. We're in the same vicious cycle all over again. Again, Ken, we are no better off today than we were the day Paul DePodesta walked in the front door.
Nope. It's amazing. There seems to be a quarterback that comes out of every single draft.
I know.
So I'm not going to sit there and be waiting.
Never to pick them.
I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. I'm not asking for more time again. No, we got to get moving here. No,
100%. I mean, at some point, Browns fan deserves a team that can win consistently. Mm-hmm. They were promised a team that could win consistently with 1-31. Okay. And you got one playoff win out of that, and now you're back to square one. Not a complete tear down to the studs rebuild, but you're basically back to square one again.
Yes,
and you've got to go through this vicious cycle all over again. And now the organization has the audacity in the middle of one of the worst seasons ever, most disappointing seasons ever, to send out surveys to fans asking how much they're willing to pay for PSLs in a new stadium. To watch that product? To watch what you're putting on the field every year? No. Ownership should step up and pay for it and say, you know what? As a thank you for your undying loyalty, for the nonsense we continue to put on the field, we're paying for the stadium for you. We're not going to charge you PSLs. We'll keep that to maybe our corporate partners or something like that. But we're not going to charge the average fan PSLs because we have been so derelict in our duty as stewards of this franchise and putting a quality product on the field for you, the fans, to cheer for. That's what the Browns should do. But they are tone deaf, and they're like, oh, yeah, we might be 2-6, but now's a good time to ask people how many hundreds of thousands of dollars they're willing to fork out to continue to watch this in a new building, just for the right to buy tickets to watch this in a new building. I don't get where their head is at sometimes, but that was a major failure by whoever made that decision to put that out, because you got Browns fans that are in their feelings. They're angry, and rightfully so. This is another wasted year, another lost season for them. And what the Browns have to understand, the younger generation, I talk to younger fans, they're starting to get really disinterested in this franchise, and that's very, very scary. The old-timers still love the Browns and all that, but the younger generations now, they're not as diehard and loyal as my generation, your generation, Ken, Anthony, your generation. The Browns better be very, very careful that they're going to lose the younger fan because they've been this bad for nearly 3 decades.
Daryl, thank you for the time. All the best.
You bet, guys. Have a good one.
Daryl Ryder. He'll be back on Friday around the same time. It's can't miss stuff. All right. Are they actually doing this on purpose? I think if you're saying that, I think it's an absolute excuse for something that's inexcusable right now. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, live on the Fan.
92.
What was the purpose of 1-31? What was the purpose? What did we gain? I hate this team.
Cleveland sports, the only city in history to lose a football game in which you gave up less than 100 yards passing, and you have two pitchers get federally indicted on the same day. Only in Cleveland.
That is the Coming In Hotline. You can use it when you favorite 92.3 The Fan on the free Odyssey app. Keep it within 30 seconds. Owen will pick it. It'll be great. Yeah, we're going to have to get to the Clase Ortiz thing coming up in a bit. It seems that probably tomorrow we'll get more in-depth in it. It seems that, I don't want to say Clase's on the run, but he just hasn't been, detained yet by authorities as they've been indicted on conspiracy charges and things like that. What a season. What a couple of pitchers you got there. Still, not as bad as what the Browns are doing right now. Not as bad. You had said you think or do you believe that this is on purpose, or you quit? I don't want to get you wrong here.
So as you got to point out every time, and you say it, and Daryl said it, that tanking in the NFL isn't, guys, when you break the huddle, we're trying to lose. Like, no, that's never how a tank works. You just know how to, as Daryl said, stack the deck. And I do think, like in training camp, I think all NFL teams, they think, man, if this goes right and this goes right and we limit turnovers and we stay healthy and this quarterback is ahead of schedule, like, we'll win games this year. But any organization will be fine with that. Like, they obviously, if they would have come out and started the season 3-1, yeah, okay, then that's the goal, and then we'll think about that for the trade deadline. Like, we're trying to win then, because we can do it in this division. But when you started out like they did at the beginning of the year, and then they trade Joe Flacco, regardless of how you felt about, obviously Joe Flacco was not playing well here, so they probably felt like, all right, might as well move on. Let's go to Dylan Gabriel. Again, if he's good and he's lightning in a bottle, we'll take it. We'll be okay with that. But I think they were being pretty, they had to have been pretty realistic. Looking at this roster, Vegas had them at 4.5 wins. Like, nobody thought you were going to win a bunch of football games, except maybe the homers.
Why were they even? I just think that's such an excuse for them, and I'm not going to let them
Okay, real quick, one last thing. This was going to be the year, the price of doing business, if the Watson thing fell flat on its face.
Why would you draft that guy in the third round then? Why would you draft him?
I think they thought, we have enough draft picks, we'll take a flyer.
Oh, God. In the third round?
For a quarterback.
If you're going to take a flyer in the third round for the quarterback, why didn't you take Shedeur Sanders? If you're going to take a flyer in the third round for a quarterback, so you took the guy.
I think Dylan Gabriel's better.
So they think that guy's better?
They obviously still think he's better.
Who thought he was better? Who really thought he was better?
I think they all still think he's better.
Decisions
oh, come on, that's still silly as hell. Okay, if you're setting up for the season,
Kenny, could you possibly have that people in that building think Shedeur is better?
I don't know. I don't know if I have any. Other than they don't know what they're doing when it comes to looking at football. That's possible, but again, that sounds like a giant excuse. You're telling me you looked at that guy in college? That guy's better. What? So if they did, they really needed to burn a third-round pick on a flyer of a quarterback when they could have taken another position that would have helped? Or if you wanted to take a flyer on the quarterback, you could have taken Shedeur Sanders. You could have taken him. And nobody, if you would have taken him 94th overall, nobody would have batted an eye. Not a single person that had been like, okay, third round, not exactly where a lot of people thought he was going to go, but let's see how it is. You know what they did bat an eye towards? When you took Dylan Gabriel 94 overall. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked. So, so they're not even trying to win, but they really know what they're doing is a recipe for me to sew my face completely together and to not even talk anymore, because that is just that is exceptionally silly. That is exceptionally silly, and all it becomes is one great big fat excuse, and I'm not going to give it to them. I got holes all over the place. We're going to take a flyer on a third rounder. Okay, well, it's a quarterback. Okay, you always want to take a quarterback. We'll take the guy who's 5'9". Take the guy who's 5'9". And then the moment they play him with three other quarterbacks in training camp, I got guys saying that he shouldn't even be in the NFL. That's what we'll take the flyer with. They don't know what they're doing. So you can't be doing this on purpose. This is not on purpose. Keeping guys that you could have got picks for and losing this way, it cannot be on purpose. It's you want to rationalize some of the silliest things ever, and I'm not going to rationalize it. I'm not going to give them any outs on this. They wear this. Kevin, Andrew, everybody, they wear it. They wear it. So you can't tell me, well, they didn't think. I didn't think they were going to win that many games either. So that gave them carte blanche to go out and draft. Well, it sounded like Nick there. That gave them complete free license to go out there and draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and then continue to play him in front of us? No, they think they know what they're doing. Nope. They think they know what they're doing. They thought that this. I didn't think they thought this season was going to go that great. No. But you took that guy in the 3rd round. Okay, and people say Browns fans are getting what they deserve. Browns fans don't deserve that. They might, but the guys in charge might deserve that, but Browns fans don't deserve this.
Kenny, this isn't just they took that guy in the 3rd round, a top 100 pick. It is they made him the starting quarterback in week 5 after he had looked miserable in training camp. Like, come on.
Okay, but if you feel that strongly about them, then don't you think they need to go?
What?
The people that picked him. Don't you think they need to go?
I have no faith in him whatsoever. I know what you're trying to do.
I think it's about time you start.
I'll answer it for you.
No.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I wanted him gone at the end of last year. That fell on deaf ears. This time, yes, we're all in agreement. Come on. Kenny doesn't have to say it.
Ken doesn't want to say it, though. But I think that's disappointing. I think it's disappointing for the listeners if we're not going to say
how's that disappointing? Once you say it, it's well, they're not going to pull their nose up on the thing. Because I'm not going to make the decision right off the rip. Now, am I? Do I want to make a decision when I'm mad at him? No. But I also know that this isn't going to work out.
Well, you're past mad at them, Ken.
Exactly. I'm sliding into apathy, which scares everybody. Because if I'm apathetic towards it, God knows everybody else has already given up on him.
Well, that's how we started this.
But we'll get to January.
Our pre-show meeting today was, I don't care. That's not true.
No,
you guys do care.
That was him. That wasn't me.
I said
that
watching the game
yesterday. But it's time to start assigning some actual accountability to
I'm assigning accountability. How can they not be accountable for this? He wants to say they're doing it on purpose.
Just say they gotta go.
They're doing it on purpose.
Just say they gotta go. Get the broom out. It's time for some fall cleaning. Let's go.
I have to come up with a plan before I do. Why am I yelling off the mic? I'm sorry. I have to come up with a plan before I do all this. I can't just say they need to go. I need to come up with a list of people that I'm interested in.
The plan starts with these guys got to go.
The
then
first
initiates
thing you do
the
is
plan.
get rid
you
of
don't
the
just
stuff
fire
that's not
people
working.
without a plan. That's what Joe Banner did. I'm not going to stoop to Joe Banner's level. I'm not going to pick players out of a magazine, and I'm not going to fire guys before I even know they're going to say yes to the guy I'm going to replace them with. And then I'll spend all my time on Twitter ripping the fans and ripping the organization. You got to go to break.
Coming up, we have a big 9 o'clock hour. Who calls the plays better, Tommy Rees or Kevin Stefanski?
They don't give a bleep about that.
All right, fire the special teams coach. Yay or nay? That's coming up next.
The answer to that.
Dylan Gabriel or the guy they took 2 rounds later. That's coming up next on Sports Radio 92.3, The Fan.
This
games, the third most of all time with the Knicks, Raptors, Hawks, and of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers. You can now find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get the best content from our shows each and every weekday. That's 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Headline sports news every 20 minutes on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Meredith Kane.
There's Cavs and there's NBA news that happens while you're at work. Baskin and Phelps. Weekday mornings starting at 10.
And we're back. Welcome back to the show.
Did you regain consciousness there?
I did. For a minute, I got lightheaded. You good over there, Tone? I'm sorry I'm getting mad at you. They couldn't have set out to do this on purpose. Lose on purpose. I think they thought that they were building a good football team.
And yet you don't want to do anything about it.
No, I want to do something about it. I have to have a plan first. I don't have a plan yet.
Yeah, the plan starts with firing people.
No, it doesn't. It starts with getting the idea of people you want to replace the people with. It doesn't start with firing people.
That's what good Browns fans want right now. I got people on social media reacting right now.
Okay, read it.
I got GHD TV, right?
Which one is this on?
I think it's on YouTube.
Okay.
He says Ken believes Browns fans deserve that. That's why he has excuses for keeping the coaching staff. Nothing about being mad. If you have 5 years of records, the yelling is an act. You fire first, Ken.
Okay, first off, that person is, I'm not going to call people idiots, but the person clearly has their head up their ass. Which is worse, me telling you you have your head up your ass or me calling you an idiot?
Yeah, both aren't pleasant.
I'm going to say that, what is it, G.722 or whatever their name is? G.722 or whatever it is, they got their head up their ass. One, if I could act this way, I would be in Hollywood. Two, it doesn't start with firing. You don't just fire and then just throw dartboards at the problem. You're not going to get any quality candidates. That's how we got, no offense to Mike Pettin. That's how you ended up on your 7th choice. Mike Pettin ended up being decent. That's how you ended up on your 7th choice. If you just fire before you can actually get a yes out of somebody that they want to come, you're setting yourself up for failure, even more failure. That's how you don't do your job. If we're going to do this, you have to have replacements in mind. Every business has replacements in mind. I'm telling you guys this right now. Our boss, Keith, all jokes aside, is a friend of ours. We came into this station together. Day one. Keith is our boss. Keith would never tell me, and he shouldn't. Keith has a replacement plan after me. If I die of a heart attack during this show, he already has a replacement plan because that's what you're supposed to do. The time they did it, and it's the same thing in all of our lives, and it should be because that's what businesses, well-ran businesses are supposed to do. The time they didn't do that was when Joe Banner tried to talk Jimmy Haslam into thinking that they can get Jim Harbaugh. And there's no way Jim Harbaugh was ever coming here, and so they fired Rob Jasinski after 1 year, and then you went on your 7th candidate to the point where, don't think I forgot, where Mike Pettin's daughter was making fun of us saying, well, it's the Browns, but at least he's head coach.
Management positions. You're not in the management of the Browns
Doesn't
position
matter.
right
I'm
now.
still going to be responsible. I'm not going to be an irresponsible person and say, just fire him all and that's it. I'm just mad, so fire him. I'm not going to do that. I'll come up with some ideas. You want me to come up with some replacements?
We need something here.
All right.
Something to bail the rest of the season. We're barely halfway through the thing.
That's fine.
We got 5 home games left.
I know.
There might be more people in this studio right now than there'll be at the stadium.
I'm not going to make such stronger... That's a good line. I'm not going to make such strong decisions just based out of anger. I'm not going to lower myself to it. So this person could sit there and say, no, you don't fire people out of anger. It doesn't start with firing. That person has probably never been in charge of anything. I say that as a person who's never been in charge of anything.
You fire people for cause. The cause is pretty obvious.
Yeah, but
he keeps losing.
And your cause will be given to you at the end of the year.
So no coaches should ever be fired in season.
No, that's not what I said. But you are going to be able to get to a point where you want quality candidates to want to take over this job. Now, I have to get out there and get it figured out. You could fire them during the year, but you better have a good idea about who you're going to bring in. What I'm pointing out is that no organization, if they fired him today, I guarantee you they should have at least 3 different candidates on their list right now of guys who they believe will say yes. Absolutely. Guys, I've been a part of these type of things before.
Yeah,
I've been asked in Lima, don't act stupid. We've been asked positions at all 3 levels of football about guys to come in. All 3 levels, all 3 of them. And I've seen a situation. Well, we fired him. Okay, who's your names? And you give like 15 names. Well, you did it without a plan. You're setting yourself up for failure. So let's not act stupid like we haven't been asked about these things before.
But when, as a business owner, on the verge of apathy from a fan base, which we've already established today, apathy's worse than anger. Mm-hmm. It's way worse than anger. You're on the verge of apathy. Don't you have to try to stave that off?
The candidates that I have right now are either A, still in the NFL, focusing on their teams, focusing on good situations, or B, are still in college. And so I can't make those decisions until November. Excuse me, until the end of November, I beg your pardon. Unless it's one of these head coaches that are in the playoffs, then that's in January.
Just wait till you see that stadium on Sunday.
It's going to be awful.
Wait till it's either going to be empty or booing or a combination of both.
And they've made their bed, and now they lay in it again. That's what they do.
They also got five more of those home games.
And I don't believe that the Browns fans... It doesn't believe that the Browns fans deserve this. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve to have Dylan Gabriel. But it's my fault. It's my fault.
They have.
We know, dude. We know it's your fault.
They're playing the Ravens this weekend, and we brought up what happened when we went to the Ravens this year, week 2, right? They rolled out their celebration of being the Ravens now, right? Rubbed it into the Browns' faces. Mm-hmm. It's even worse to me that they would roll out with the same. You can go special teams coordinator. Bubba's got to go. Bubba's got to go before they come out and speak today at whatever time Kevin's going to speak. At 1 o'clock, I believe, is usually Mondays. Like, that's got to be. There's got to at least be a pound of flesh there, and it's not enough, but it's got to start today. And if it doesn't start today with 5 home games left, you're on the verge of apathy.
This is where Lima's right. That might actually embolden the spirit. If they let go of somebody, then all of a sudden you're going to start winning games.
At least it looks like they're paying attention to the fans.
Hey, man, I get what you're saying. I'm just not making the change at the head coach until the end of the year. I got to get my ducks in order before I do. That's all. I'm not going to start. Yeah, I mean, you would have fired him before the season started.
Well, at the end of last year, because but we had these conversations, a ton of them.
We did,
and the debate was, well, they're going to be bad next year too. So why would you saddle the new coach with that scenario? But man, there needed to be a culture change, a shift, a huge pivot. They didn't do it last year. They have to do it this year. They have to. They have to. There's no way.
For everybody's
There's no way you just promote Andrew Berry and bring Glenn Cook up. Like, no.
Yeah, you say no. You watch him.
This has to be a cleaning, a house cleaning. It has to be.
You better make sure you repeat. See, this is where
somebody tweeted me. Somebody tweeted me yesterday and said, "Who's not going to be excited next year about a new quarterback, another first round pick?" And all of these picks that they've got. I'm like, yeah, there's always going to be genuine excitement, but how do we feel like they're ever going to get out of this hole?
So then you better make sure that you don't care about, or you better make sure that you no longer say that you don't care about these performances. Because clearly you do. I mean, you said you were apathetic at the game, and you and your buddies just made fun of the Browns, it was a bad thing.
It was a joke fest.
But
it was
clearly,
who could come up with a better one-liner about how bad they were yesterday.
Then you need to channel your anger and frustrations, because clearly you care. Because if you don't get on the radio after every one of these losses and rant and rave that these guys need to be let go, they're just going to keep them. They're just going to keep them. You better make damn sure then, Tone. Because everybody knows where I stand. If I'm saying I already got my list, I'm getting my list, what's that mean? What's it mean that I would do if I owned the football team?
You'd make changes.
Exactly. Thank you. But I'm not going to do it till January.
But you don't have a list right now, do you?
I have a few names.
That's not a list. Have you written them down on paper?
Yes, I have.
Are they numbered 1 through 3 or A, B, C?
No.
Then that's not a list.
But there is a list of names.
I ChatGPT'd mine.
You ChatGPT'd your list?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian now all of a sudden?
I'm do the work for me.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're ChatGPTing?
I like to, Kenny, get as many data points as possible.
You can't look it up on your own.
That's what Paul DePodesta would do.
You can't find this on your own. You can't look it up on your own. You can't just look this up. You can't figure it out on your own. How many names could possibly be out there? Are you trying to get me to name names?
Well, I already know. We kind of touched on this at the end of last week.
We did. Hell yeah, we did. You got Clay Kubiak. You got Clint Kubiak. That's a start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if that's exactly where I want to go. I haven't said that yet. The Kubi.
Yeah. Flores.
Brian Flores is a name. Leader of men. What else you got? Are you ChatGPT?
I just ChatGPT'd one.
Oh, my God. You guys. What are you doing? Then why are they listening to you then, Tone, if you can't come up with your own names?
Just like to see what other people think.
There's a name that I throw out there that nobody's going to like me saying, so I'm not going to say it.
Well, let's see if we like it or not.
Nope, not going to say it because then everybody go, "Oh God," and I'm not going to do that.
ChatGPT has Jim Schwartz number 1, Joe Brady number 2, Cliff Kingsbury number 3, Matt Nagy
to be
number
the full-time
4,
head coach.
Mike McCarthy number 5.
Matt Nagy, sell that to the fan base.
That's weird because mine has Cliff Kingsbury number 1, Joe Brady number 2, Jim Schwartz number 3, and Matt Nagy number 4.
What about Todd Monken number 6?
Well,
have we already had
Monken.
Too much or not enough?
We're
Todd
going to
Monken.
do this Cliff Kingsbury thing, or are we telling me we don't have any guy? We have any other guys that could possibly be coaches? They can't do this at all.
Well, Cliff Kingsbury, he is offensive-minded. He's experienced coordinating offenses, which align with a reboot for the Browns' offense.
I would like to take a look at Joe Brady, but I think Bills fans would beg us to take him off their hands right now. There you go. Now, are you so opposed to Glenn Cook?
I need a whole...
I don't want him to be the head coach.
No, that doesn't make any sense to me. He has no experience.
So you want to retread? You want to bring back Ryan Grigson?
Not as the head coach. I wouldn't want him to be the head coach.
What about Scott McCloughan?
The general manager. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're actually... What are you laughing about? We're getting somewhere.
I thought we were trying to get Scott McCloughan on the show.
What would it take to bring John back?
The Doors?
Hell yeah.
You want to go full Doors?
Yeah. Before 2014, I thought bridges could never be mended, but I watched Dan Gilbert fly out to Miami or wherever he went to and get LeBron James back in this town.
You bet your ass.
If Jimmy Haslam can go up to Detroit and get Dorsey back in town, be a hell of a thing. Just have somebody else do the cap stuff.
Dorsey be eating some of that Geraci's pizza in the beginning interview.
He's still in the area.
Yep.
It's not that far away from Detroit. He's still in the area.
Well, they've got their own style of pie up there. They use old oil pans or something.
I hate this. God, I hate
this show. Yeah, me too.
I just hate having to do this. I hate all this. Had Anthony Schwartz not alligator armed it, we wouldn't be doing. I don't know what we'd be doing right now. We might still be a little bit frustrated. It wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be red face yelling at you.
We'd be talking about the 5-4 Browns right now and what do they need to do to make this push?
It's better than this.
Playoffs. Yeah, it'd be great.
This is embarrassing. This is.
We'd actually break down X's and O's of football games, and we get to play the nitty gritty football sounder more. Joe Thomas would just send us new stuff every week, but no, we do this now.
They're calling for Ryan Day. Laugh his ass off right in your face.
Those people probably wanted him out of Columbus last year too. And now it's a good option.
Got another game up in Ann Arbor coming up at the end of this month.
I will say, I mean, this depending on what guys think of the quarterback that you have a chance to get. And yesterday was a great day for being able to take the quarterback that you might have slated at the top.
You're still the 4th pick right now, though.
You're a 4, but
Matt,
you play Tennessee.
Oh, I got a diabolical ass question. You guys want Ryan Day? You want Ohio State to lose against Michigan if it makes Ryan Day want to come down here and save your Cleveland Browns? You already got your national championship. Hey, everybody likes Brian Hartline. Just make him the head coach at Ohio State. Don't take this seriously. These are the ramblings of a beaten and broken man at 9 a.m. Okay, I'm going to get to all you guys coming up. 216-474-0092. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima. Take us with the work on the free Odyssey app if you're not already there.
Anthony Lima for Fanatics.
say around May of 2023, and Ortiz joining in June of 2025. You can get all the latest Browns news pushed straight to your phone by following the Browns playlist and 92.3 The Fan in the Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Meredith Kane.
I still can't get over that touchdown throw. He let go of that thing, and tell me I wasn't the only person in real time. I was thinking of Carlton on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I didn't think that thing was going to land anywhere near the intended target. I swear to God.
Do we have the call of that touchdown just to see how long it took them?
It'd take the rest of the show. The thing hung up in the air for hours. At least he completed it. I mean, they lost.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Could have been worse. He could have thrown an incompletion and they still would have lost. Great.
Here we go.
What do you got?
Play fake. Gabriel throwing end zone. Wants Judy. He caught it. Touchdown. How about that? There is your answer. One play touchdown drive. Gabriel to Judy, and we're an extra point away from being tied.
How about that? Yeah, you were shocked too. I know it. I know it. You know it. The listeners know it. The American people know it. It's okay. He was shocked. We were all shocked. Swear to God, I thought that was Carlton just letting it fly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh well. What are you gonna do? It's a Cavs Surfside Report brought to you by Surfside, the fine people at Surfside. The Surfside Report is the Cavaliers are good. Browns aren't very good right now, and we will dedicate more time to the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow. I can promise you that.
Back-to-back against Miami on the road.
DeAndre Hunter making Josh Giddy look like me. Ooh.
Okay, I did want to ask you guys. Now, Giddy was fine. He was able to come back and play in the game. But it's funny to me that in football, when there is an injury, the announcers get real quiet.
They do.
The trainer will come out, and we're all hoping for the best. Sometimes the broadcast will even say, prayers to him and his family. Giddy goes down, and it is the And One mixtape tour, and the crowd is doubling over laughing. The Cavs bench is giggling. And at the time, now turns out might just be an embarrassment by Josh Giddy. He's on the floor like his season's over. He was he limped off. Right. Now, he's had a significant ankle injury before, though.
And he knows he could have got away with one again.
But it is kind of funny the differences between
guys,
the two
I'm
leagues.
hurt. You guys can't laugh at me. I'm hurt. I'm real hurt.
Oh, they laughed anyway.
He did.
I wish we would have had a camera on the Bulls bench. The Bulls announcers were not happy about the Cavs. They thought it was classless. They were going on and on about how classless it was.
Okay, fine.
Stacey King.
So you're telling me if that would have happened, they wouldn't have laughed? Stacey King would have lit a candle for DeAndre Hunter if it happened to him?
If it would have been, Darius Garland or something.
Please, don't give me that garbage. You know damn well you wouldn't have done that. When did Stacey King play basketball?
He was part of first three.
Okay,
the first
Stacey King played.
B.J. Armstrong.
So Stacey King played in the first.
Right?
Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Played in the first. Okay. That era, all they talk about is how tough they were and hand checking and how they actually played physical defense. You're telling me they were, oh my gosh, I feel so terrible. If that would have happened for DeAndre Hunter, he would have got real quiet. Really? Really, guys, from that era? Oh, I feel so bad. I hope DeAndre... No, you'd have laughed your ass off. You'd have laughed, just like the Cavs did.
Back when Stacey King played, if somebody at the size of DeAndre Hunter did that, they would think an alien came in from outer space. The league's a little bit different now.
That's a good point. Josh Giddey's fine, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He came back in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
They all said giddy up.
Just stay down.
Nothing got it. You can't prove anything's real to me anymore in the NBA when guys get hurt. I'm sorry. Unless you could see the injury, and I don't want to get into that grotesqueness.
Yeah.
But, guys, when you wheeled out Paul Pierce just because he had to number 2.
That was the day the music.
That was the day I stopped caring right off the rip. Unless you could see it happen. Like Gordon Hayward, that was, hey, let's all get together and pray for this young man. Okay? Kevin Ware, right? Kevin Ware,
Yep.
Kevin Ward.
Where? For Louisville?
When that happened, we need to pray for this young man right here. When them things go down, we're praying.
You see it. You hear it, by the way, if you're courtside.
But when you go down and you just got crossed up, yeah, they're going to laugh at you. You were in a different era where they definitely laughed at guys. I was also raised in the era where there were and one mixtapes. They made a lot of money off of crossing guys up and have them fall all over themselves like they were in the First Alert commercials. What were those things called? I fall and I can't get up? The Life Alert commercials. Or the people from 600-Pound Life just falling right out of the wheelchair.
It's like those mascots, the Cavs games that bobble around and fall down.
They
and start
fall over.
shaking.
And it's like if you make someone look like that, you're going to laugh at first.
Andrew Bogut's Cavs career.
Yeah. You're going to make
58 seconds.
Yeah, someone's going to actually get hurt, and that feels bad, but at the same time, you juked them out of their shoes. You crossed them out of your shoes. That is the Surfside Cavs report brought to you by the fine folks at Surfside. Hey, you know what? That went pretty well.
We did it, guys.
We did well.
That was good.
See, sometimes, Ken,
good for them.
Sometimes you have plans and then you realize it's time for a change and you make that change and you do the Surfside report and it works out. So maybe it's time to make a change for the Cleveland Browns.
You know what? I actually wrote it here at 9:20 on the sheet is when I wrote it, and here it was. I just didn't know exactly what we were going to get into. But I had it planned out. So right there, buddy boy. I used to be able to do something else, but now I got a camera on me.
Oh, I can still do it.
Yeah, you can. All right, 216-474-0092. I'm sorry. I'm shaking your camera every time I moved. The scene where I got up and started yelling at Owen, it looked like Jurassic Park in here. Ike in Cleveland, you're next up on the fan. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on?
Hi, Ike. It's going, man. It's going.
It's time to get rid of the duck, man. It's time to get rid of the duck. They're probably going to let Dylan rock out these next couple games, but Shedeur needs these last four, starting with the Titans probably. So do what they can to get Shedeur ready as soon as possible. They're probably not going to let him play into the last four games until they're done tanking.
Well, they're done tanking.
I don't think they're going to go to the last four games. You can't get it to the last four games. You can't.
You can't? You don't think you can give Shedeur 4 games? I mean,
no, you got to give him more. You got to give him more. There's I can't. They're going to march him out there.
I would love more. I just don't see it looking at the schedule, and unless it snows before December, and they need to get people in the stands, you probably won't see Shedeur.
Wait, do you want to see? Would you take him this week against Baltimore? Would this be the time to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
If something happened and there was a setback for Dylan Gabriel in camp, and Shedeur had to go to QB1, please.
Every day I see him warming up to go into the game. That's a setback.
100%. I was hoping that pass to Judy.
Setbacks paved the way for
thank Judy. He could thank Judy for that not being an interception or just an incomplete pass, because that was a complete duck, complete Oregon duck.
Duck.
I don't think he threw no pass over 20 yards or so. He couldn't even complete the screen, which had me all ready to cut the game off. I can't even watch it now. I can't even watch it. After yesterday, I'll probably won't watch another game with Gabriel.
Okay. I don't blame you. I don't want to. I'm going to have to. That's what it is. That's what Sunday will be for me. It's like taking out the garbage.
We get to wait
leaves.
for it. We get to wait 2 straight weeks. I'm surprised they can't flex this game back to 1 o'clock.
Can they do that?
No, I don't. I think it's too late now.
It's going to be damn near dark by the time they kick off on Sunday. Oh, God. Lonnie in Ridgeville, hello.
Hey, guys, how's it going? Hey, guys.
Not bad, Lonnie. How's it going, bud?
Hey, man, listen, man, I can't watch this mess. I just want to say one thing. I'm going to let you guys go. Lima, you need to stop. Dylan Gabriel is nowhere near better than we saw it in training camp. We saw it in college. 50 years of me watching football, this kid is nowhere near.
Well, that's Lonnie. That's the Lima special. He just goes, well, I have to assume that he's not as good as Gabriel because they keep throwing him out there. Like anybody has any trust in the Browns.
Lonnie, I've said. Hold on, real quick, just so you know, I'll let you get back in. We both were in agreement before the draft that Shedeur was a much better prospect. Dylan Gabriel didn't even get brought up on our show, so I have never been of the mindset that Dylan Gabriel was better. I'm just basing it on how they are acting. They buried Shedeur in the depth chart. They only, by trading guys And having guys go away did Shedeur move up the depth chart. And then it felt like they were almost guilted into making him the backup when I thought they wanted to have Bailey Zappi be the backup.
It's obvious what the issue is, and we keep skipping it. No one's talking about it. We know what the problem was with Shedeur coming into the draft. Are we going to sit up here and ignore Boomer Esiason or Eric Dickerson? Or we believe in owners who's been in trouble for years for collusion and stuff like that.
Okay, but now, he's been on the team. He's been on the team. Once the Browns took him, what do they care? If he was better than Gabriel, why wouldn't they have rushed him up the depth chart?
Something else going. It's obvious there's something going on.
What is it?
With this kid?
What is it?
It's something going on with these owners.
What is it?
Like I said, have been known.
What is the
for
something, though?
Over the years.
But, Lonnie, what is the something? I'm not saying that they haven't colluded in the past. I want to know what the something might be, though.
There's something going. His father, somebody ticked somebody off. We'll find out at the next 30 for 30. But I'm telling you, something weird is going on. This coaching staff can't be this dumb. They just can't be this dumb.
I think you're really underrating how silly coaches can be, buddy.
Well,
I think you're really underrating that.
I'm not disagreeing there. I'm just saying, like, it's obvious that something else is going on because this kid was. Let's be honest. We all follow sports. This kid was looked at as a first-round draft pick. Some people even had him over Cam Ward. I did also. And it's like, come on, man. This guy has a lot of talent. This dude should be. I wouldn't be thinking about another quarterback next year.
The only thing I would think.
Wait a second.
Come on now.
Come on now.
No, I wouldn't. These quarterbacks aren't better than him.
You don't think Mendoza is?
Are not that good. They're not that good, man. We overrated this draft class. They're not that good. Shedeur is.
But last year's draft class was bad too.
Yes, it was, and we overrated this one. Listen, Shedeur is a nice talent. You have the talent. We're just not using him. I would go receiver, tackle, receiver, tackle this next draft. There's nothing else to it. Picking another quarterback is asinine at this point.
I mean, Mendoza's going to have a first-round grade.
He could stay right where he's at. I'm good. It doesn't matter. It's going backwards. You have a quarterback right now. Something's going on, man, and we're not talking about it enough. All we say was they're not shafted him, they're not blackballed. Why can't they?
The league might have, but the team that actually drafted him to give him a chance, wouldn't that be the team that broke ranks with the rest of the league?
Owner. He's not. He's also has things tied to him. He's a crooked owner as well. There's something going on to where this kid is not playing, and nobody's talking about it. No one. Something's going on.
But I can't. But Lonnie, if I say it, I have to come up with a conclusion.
The players want Shedeur in. They want him in.
All right, but I have to come up, Lonnie, thank you for the call. I have to come up with a conclusion.
Get his address.
There has to be some sort of place to go to. I can't just say, well, something's messed up. I could say anything's messed up. I could say anything. It's a conspiracy, but I have to have some sort of reasonable place to take it.
I just think you don't have to jump to that much of a conclusion. That if all the stories that started coming out after the combine was that he was just a little behind, or maybe a lot behind in all the other stuff, not the arm talent. We all agree he has better arm talent. Well, now we're sitting here. It's taken them from going from 4th string to 3rd string to, all right, now we're even going to bring in Zappi and put him ahead of him at one point. And then there was so much outrage over it, then they changed that. All right. Isn't there a chance that maybe the football stuff has not sunk in?
He moved up the depth chart. It wasn't off of his own volition, though. They got rid of 2 guys. They got rid of 2 guys to get him up the depth chart.
I think there's a battle in that building. I think that's part of it.
What is it?
I just think they're not on the same page on this. I think somebody is in love with Shedeur. I mean, with Dylan Gabriel, maybe more than just one person. And I think maybe there are other people in that building who disagree, and they want Shedeur, and they're at odds. And so then they were ordered to trade Joe Flacco. They said they had to say goodbye to Kenny Pickett. And I think those 2 conflicting sides within the organization have been battling it out. I do. I don't see how they could all be on the same page that Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders.
Well, who's on what side, though?
I mean, ownership could have some part in it. And don't you think they have a say?
I don't think I'm on any of their sides right now.
Well, you're going to have to pick one.
No, I don't. No.
You're just going to set in the middle and sink with everyone else.
Yeah. Did you see who Phil Taylor wants to make the head coach?
I did.
We will tell you who coming up in 5 on The Fan.
Right at it.
check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
In your weeknight with the best segments of the day. The Fan Rewind. Weeknights at 11.
So we don't have a media availability yet?
Nothing yet. Normally we get that email at what time? It's in the 9 o'clock hour.
Right around 9. Yeah. Usually no later than 9:30.
If Bubba Ventrone was gone or something like that, you'd have seen it by now, right?
Yeah, you'd have to think by 8:30, Adam Schefter or Rappaport or somebody that gets texted all these things.
Because once they get to the building, then that's how that goes down. And then agents get involved, then agents put it out to the media. That's how that goes. So yeah, maybe they're just late sending out the email. Let's go to the phones. Dave in Seville, you're next up on the Fan. Hello, Dave.
Hey there, Kenny.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing?
I'm well. Go ahead.
All right. Shedeur, what is Jackson State? What league are they in?
They're in the Jackson State, the college?
Yeah.
They're in the SWAC.
Okay. That's all he is a swag quarterback. Yes, he went to Colorado with his dad for that.
No, they're in the SWAC, not the swag. They're in the SWAC.
Oh, okay. SWAC. Whatever.
What? Don't get mad at me, Dave.
All right. Look. Anyway, his dad was the coach there.
Okay.
And then he went to Colorado with his dad because he got a coaching gig at Colorado. Shedeur is not a Big 12 quarterback.
Sure he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was in the Big 12. I saw him.
He's one of the best.
No, he wasn't that good.
Dave, I totally disagree.
He's literally one of the best.
He was good enough for the SWAC.
No, he was
good enough for the Big 12.
He was definitely one of the best in the Big 12. I'm sorry, Dave. I totally disagree. I don't know where you're going with that. There ain't no way. There is no way. He was. Let's not go crazy here. I don't know where you were going with it, but it wasn't going to a good place that I wanted it to go. If you say that he's not good enough to play in the NFL, fine. He was definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12 last year.
Yeah.
Let's not say things we don't
indisputable.
mean. Because we got, I mean, yeah, you could sit there and go, you're just a fanboy. Just put his compression shorts in your mouth, kid. I don't care, whatever. But you know he was good enough to be in the Big 12. He's one of the best in the Big 12 last year. Let's not be silly. I'm telling you right now, if you don't want him in there, then fine. Enjoy your Bailey Zappi. Or you can put Deshaun Watson in there. Enjoy that. Yeah. And then somehow people say, well, Browns fans deserve this. What do Browns fans deserve? Why do Browns fans deserve any of that? Why do Jets fans deserve any of the bad stuff if they get bad stuff? Let's make it better here. Barry in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's listening on the free Odyssey app. You're next up on the Fan.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Another rehashing of a laughable comedic performance we had yesterday. From the kick return, the punt return, you have Kevin Stefanski yelling on the sidelines. They're not running out to play. We still hop off sides. You have Dylan Gabriel throwing the ball like he's Nolan Ryan, 99 miles an hour over someone's head for a screenplay. I wanted to know, who called this guy a supercomputer? Was it Stefanski or was it Barry?
Who was it who said the supercomputer? Okay, I hope I didn't make that up because I might have been drunk and just made it up yesterday. There's no way. Somebody called him a supercomputer.
I've seen the comments online. It's not made up. Someone said it, but I mean, maybe we don't need Kevin Stefanski in his ear for the helmet, or maybe we don't need what's his name, Tommy Reese in the helmet. Maybe we need to get from the 80s. You remember that speak and spell they used to have? Maybe that would get to the guy. So it would say something like, throw, ball, to, receiver, do not, intentional, ground, in, the end zone.
Hot's on Friday.
Well, Barry, thank you very much for the call. That's pretty good. Frank and Gates Mills, congratulations on all your success. You're next up on the Fan.
How's the white picket fence holding up?
I don't have one.
Well, if you need one, give a call to the fine folks at Northeast Ohio Fence and Deck since 1981 there, Frank.
I should call them, and thank you for acknowledging. But no picket fence in my front yard. Just some snow this morning, like a lot of other folks.
Mm-hmm.
My comment is pretty simple. I'm not a Shedeur fan. I don't care who our backup quarterback. I don't care where he played. But we've seen nothing from Dillon Gabriel that allows us to have any hope that we'll win another game. Why can't we see another quarterback play? It's pretty simple.
I don't understand. Like, at this point, it's not about loving Shedeur Sanders too. Frank, thank you for the call. It's not about loving Shedeur Sanders too much. It's like, how on earth could you watch this and say, no, he needs to still be out there. We can't have Shedeur Sanders. You're trying to win an argument that, guys, even if you're a hater, if he goes out there and he sucks, you'll win your argument. If you're a hater, how could you not be curious?
Yeah, wouldn't you want to see?
That's what I don't get.
And you can hate watch it.
I know that, and I do think that some of you guys have been on the internet with a couple of the crazies a little too much. And so you've made it very personal with each other about, well, I don't like Shedeur because of this. It ain't even a Shedeur thing. It's that this has to end. This has to end. I got to get somebody in there to at least give me a glimpse of what might be in the future. I don't know if he could actually do well within this offense, and I'm starting to think he wouldn't. I don't know if they'd allow it. I don't think they're good. I would like to say he's good. I don't know. But I got to know something before. Bailey Zappi ain't going to get anybody's bull running, and neither certainly is Deshaun Watson. So I don't know how this becomes an anti-Shedeur Sanders argument. It's just, I need to see something different than whatever this is terrible. This is just an abomination of everything that you know resembles decent football. And if you want to continue to make it a Shedeur Sanders argument, well, then fine. I just don't have time for it. By the way, the media schedule just came out. Literally 0 seconds ago. Today, 1 p.m., Kevin Stefanski select players available via Zoom.
Kevin is safe. We have confirmed it. 923 The Fan has confirmed Kevin Stefanski still the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Stay tuned. You never know what else we'll be able to confirm.
Big thanks to everybody who joined us. We're back tomorrow, 6 to 10 for Big Country, for Jeff, for Mitch, for the Slippery Wizard, Anthony Lima. I'm Ken Carman. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Hey, sounds good.
Where's your entourage now?
Cool, I got on the last show.
Loser town, loser fans, and you guys are a loser show.
They're not running a play. This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The basketball world mourns the passing of Lenny Wilkins, a 9-time All-Star. The Brooklyn native went on to coach the Sonics to their only championship in Seattle and guide the 1996